into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning and welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. You're tuned into Expresso live here on S3, and what a morning. Thank you very much for tuning in. Looking forward to spend 3 whole hours in your company. It's lovely being back in your company. And of course, today it is Health Advice Tuesday, and we're going to be exploring the concept of aging gracefully. And I heard such a beautiful quote recently saying, you know when you're getting on in life, when your memories become more important than your dreams. But we want to make sure that we do it gracefully. Must be honest, over the past couple of months, I've seen a big sprout and grey hairs for me. So I'd like to think I'm aging gracefully, and I'm taking my own personal steps to get there. But Zanette is standing by in Johannesburg. Zanette, I want to know your thoughts. Good morning, love. How do you take those steps? What steps do you take to slow down the aging process?
Good morning, my beautiful Ewan. For me, I definitely got into the gym as I got a little bit older. You know, the moving of the body and everything. I feel like before I used to take it for granted, the fact that I can move this body. Now I'm like, I want to be doing squats when I'm 65 years old. So it's definitely taking those steps to be like, okay, we're going to make sure we are looking after this body and trying to look as youthful as possible, my Ewan. But you look amazing, I must say.
Even for just after 6 in the morning, thank you very much. I'll take it. And same to you as well, Zanele. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I think for me personally, exercise is fundamental to aging gracefully. You got to keep moving. You can never stop moving. Our bodies are meant to move. And with that, also, you got to make sure to look after yourself in terms of your diet, what you eat, and how you also manage your stress. But we are going to be broaching all of those topics a little bit later on in the show. You can come through on social media as well and give us your tips, but we'll hit you up on social media in terms of what we want from you in just a little bit. Right now, it is time to say good morning to one of our other colleagues. Carissa's here, but she needs a little bit of help this morning from your side to get her dressed for this Tuesday.
That's right, Ewan. Well, it is Tuesday, and we've got 2 wonderful options that lie ahead this coming spring, summer. Woolworths is getting into a bit of a linen blend capsule wardrobe, and I want you to get involved in this, okay? It's going to be such a tough choice today because look at what we've got. I know we've got darker denims going on here, but we're moving on to the lighter pinstripe linen, and this is a beautiful 2 set. I absolutely love a co-ord, especially when it comes to spring, summer. It's light, airy, and easy, paired with a beautiful kitten heel that has a point as well, which just kind of elevates the look along with the jewelry. And then moving over here to look number 2, we've got the ballet flats. Controversial, yes, but I absolutely am here for that. And paired with a beautiful linen white oversized shirt, tucked in at the waist, it's going to look absolutely stunning. The choice is yours, though, at the end of the day. Remember to use that hashtag styled by Woolies. Are we going for option 1, which is more the pinstripe brown, or are we going to lean towards the more feminine, airy white linen shirt? Let me know. Jump on our socials right now. Don't waste any time, and see if you're going for option 1 or option 2 to dress your real life Barbie.
Oh, here we go. We are going to be dressing our very own Barbie this morning. Make sure you go and make your vote. However, I need you to also make sure that you get involved on our Good Morning Post of Mzansi. Siyanamkela to the most incredible breakfast show in the world. And the only reason it is that is because of you. So please jump over onto our Good Morning Post, hashtag Expresso Show. And you can also come through on the WhatsApp line, 063-408-8863. We want to know from you, my lovely, when it comes to dating, what are the 3 rules that you live by, huh? Does it have to do with communication? Does it have to do with not going to bed angry? Does it have to do with other things? I don't know. I want to know about it. We want to know about it. Hashtag Expresso Show, the 3 rules you live by when it comes to dating. Carissa, I'm going to ask you, my babe, especially because, like, you know, I know you're a dater when you're currently dating. Yes. What is it that you live by when it comes to dating, my lovely?
I am currently dating, you are right. In fact, she is engaged. So I feel like I kind of have this down.
Yes.
I would say it's a couple of C's that we've got to do. It's compromise, it's communication, and it's definitely just being a little bit cheeky sometimes. You know what I mean? That combination are things that I do not ever shift on. How about you?
Oh, I love that. So, babe, I'm going to say definitely I agree with the communication. I'm also going to say that one I definitely live by is us and getting to know, like, our loved ones. You know where sometimes people isolate each other? I'm not for that. You need to make sure that you know your loved ones. The other one is that we always have love at the core of everything that we do. I think that's what I'm going to say. I'm still getting it right, Gemna, because I'm still the mayor of Singletown, Carissa. However, that's not the point at the moment. Expresso family, we want to hear from you. 3 rules you live by when it comes to dating. Hashtag Expresso Show. For now, though, my lovely, it is the top of the hour, so we do need to take care of business. It is time for the news headlines with Carissa.
Thank you so much, Mayor of Singletown. 5 minutes after 6 o'clock. Let's jump into your news headlines. Now we start off with national news, where the South African Rugby Union has formally apologized to its New Zealand counterpart for incidents that disrupted the All Blacks haka before Saturday's match with the Springboks at Ellis Park. Now the disruption was caused by music, fireworks, and an Airbus flight over the Johannesburg Stadium. South African Rugby CEO Riaan Obelshoza explained that the timing issues were unintentional. Obelshoza expressed regret over the breach of protocol and the impression of disrespect it created, emphasizing that no deliberate actions were taken to interfere with the iconic haka. Sticking to news in South Africa, police in Kuruman, Northern Cape, have arrested 3 individuals allegedly found with a pangolin valued at approximately R250,000. The vehicle believed to have been used in the crime was also seized. Now, Provincial Police spokesperson Cheryl Ellis stated that the arrest resulted from an intelligence-driven operation by a multitask team. Others also emphasized the Northern Cape's police's relentless efforts to protect endangered species. Now, the timing of the suspect's court appearance has not yet been confirmed. Looking abroad to your international news, 10 people involved in last month's protests across Nigeria have been charged with treason and other serious offences at the Federal High Court in Abuja. All pleaded not guilty. The protest, called 10 Days of Rage in response to harsh economic conditions, turned violent, resulting in at least 7 deaths, though right groups report 23 fatalities and nearly 700 arrests. Despite an appeal for bail, the court ordered that the accused remain in custody. Amnesty International has criticized the legal process, calling the trial a sham. The U.S. has seized a plane owned by Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, alleging it was bought illegally for $13 million and smuggled out of the country. Now, the Falcon 900EX aircraft was seized in the Dominican Republic and transferred back to Florida. U.S. officials stated the seizure was due to suspected violations of export control and sanctions laws. A White House spokesperson said the action represented, and I quote, an important step to ensure that Maduro continues to feel the consequences from his misgovernance of Venezuela, end quote. Now we close up with this one, where Spain's quirky La Montina festival in Buñol is a celebration like no other. Since 1945, the small Valencian village has hosted the world's biggest food fight, drawing 22,000 tourists last week alone. For one joyous hour, participants hurried over 150,000 kilos of specially prepared tomatoes at each other, turning the street into a sea of red. Now, people swam in tomato sauce, playfully pelted friends, and even created tomato angels on the ground. And while the festival might seem wasteful, officials assure that the tomatoes used are perfect for the fun but unsuitable for eating. La Tomatina is truly a unique and unforgettable tradition, bringing smiles and joy to everyone involved, even if it's just for 1 hour only. That's where we leave your 6 o'clock news. Let's dive into your sports. Here's Ewan with the latest.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Let's quickly run you through some of the major sports stories in your Tuesday morning bulletin. Starting off with cricket, the much anticipated SA20 Season 3 is set to ignite the South African summer, delivering top-tier cricket and entertainment from 9 January 2025, with the final scheduled for 8 February at Wanderers Stadium. Now, reigning champions Sunrisers Eastern Cape will launch their title defence against My Cape Town at St George's Park in the opener, featuring a thrilling clash between Aidan Macram and Ben Stokes. Now, the action continues as last season's runners-up Durban Super Giants face Pretoria Capitals at Kingsmead on the 10th of January. Definitely a summer of cricket to look forward to. And then out on the rugby fields, the South African Rugby Union has formally apologised to the New Zealand Rugby Football Union after the conclusion of the haka was disrupted during the Rugby Championship match between the Springboks and the All Blacks at Ellis Park. Music, fireworks and an A380 flyover interrupted the iconic moment due to a timekeeping error. SA Rugby CEO Rian Oberholzer expressed deep regret, emphasising the mistake was unintentional and reaffirmed the union's respect for rugby traditions. In tennis news this morning, China's Zheng Qinwen advanced to the US Open quarterfinals for the second time, defeating Donna Vekic in a late-night match. 7th seed Zheng won 7-6, 7-2, 4-6, 6-2, replicating her victory over Vekic in the Paris Olympics. Now, Zheng, the second Chinese woman to reach 2 US Open quarterfinals after Li Na, will next face world number 2 Aryna Sabalenka, who previously beat her in the 2023 quarterfinals and the Australian Open final. We'll have more on the US Open a little bit later on in this morning. And in mountain biking news, Alan Hatherley has claimed the cross-country Olympic race title at the World Championships in Andorra, finishing in 1 hour, 9 minutes and 51 seconds. Now, Hatherley, an Olympic bronze medalist, beat France's Victor Koretsky by 22 seconds, with Thomas Pidcock taking third. Now, Hatherley also took third in the cross-country short track event on Friday. That is a quick roundup of your major sports stories going into your Tuesday morning. We'll have another update for you just after 7 o'clock. Right now, let's press on over to Zanele and Joburg standing by with your weather.
Yes, indeed, I do have your weather, my lovely Expresso family. Let's take a look. There is high fire risk in Northern and Western Cape areas. Pleasant spring weather across most of the country, though. Love it. The South African Weather Service has issued a single warning for today, highlighting the risk of extremely high fire danger in central and northern parts of the Northern Cape province, as well as the northeastern regions of the Western Cape and the western half of the Eastern Cape. These areas should exercise caution due to the elevated risk. Meanwhile, the rest of the country is enjoying warm and pleasant conditions, making for perfect spring weather, which we absolutely love. With that being said, we want to see what's happening on your side of life, so please, Expresso family, send us your sunrise view on 063-408-8863. What does it look like outside? What does the sun look like? I know it's rising a little bit earlier today. Show us. 063-408-8863. For now, though, let's take a look at your temperatures in your area.
And there we have it, your weather and all your official duties to kickstart your Tuesday morning. If you've just joined us, welcome. We are going to take a very quick break. When we come back, it's all about aging gracefully this morning on your Health Tuesday. We're going to connect with Dr. Jackie Huttung this morning to get some tips and much needed expert advice on how to go about aging gracefully, because there are a couple of things that you can do. We're also going to be exploring the benefits of exercise when it comes to exercise or aging gracefully. gracefully in just a little bit. So stick around. If you have any questions or comments, you can do so on our social media. We'd love to connect with you. We'll see you on the other side of this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning, Zanzi. You're in the right place to start your morning off on the right note. This is the good news for you. Even better news is the fact that we're having a great conversation this morning with Dr. Jackie Hatting. It is all about aging, my love. We're talking about what it is that we can do to age the best way possible, because it's inevitable. There's no way to stop it. But what lifestyle choices can we make? What exercises? What exactly do we need to know so that we can hopefully be gracefully aging, just like you and was talking about earlier on? So let's please give the lady who's going to give us the answers a feel-good welcome. It is Dr. Jackie Hatting.
Thank you.
Doctor, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for inviting me to your show.
Thank you for having us. It's always lovely to have a doctor in the house. Yes, and this morning, doctor, I want to start right at the fact that, a lot of us, we know that aging does happen. But why does it happen? And, what are some of the things that we can do to possibly be in the right space when we start aging?
Sure. Yeah, you're right. Aging is inevitable. There are currently over 300 theories of how we age and why we age. So we're not going to dig into those. I think it will keep us here all day.
Yes.
But really on a cellular level, so your body is made up of thousands, millions of cells. These cells are programmed to divide, multiply, and then die off.
Yes.
And they do this with triggers, eccentric triggers or eccentric triggers. When they keep on multiplying, keep on dividing and dying off, those physiological changes is what makes us age.
Okay.
So what are the factors that makes us age from the inside? Those things are things like inflammation and oxidative stress. From the outside, well, that's our lifestyle. Those are our choices we make. Sometimes not always out of free will, like air pollution, radiation, poor choices of food that we eat. Not exercising, smoking, and I want to add vaping as well, because vaping is not an alternative or a healthy alternative to smoking, and the stress we experience daily. So those are the things that can affect our health or accelerate our health. We know we're aging, but those are the things that will accelerate our aging processes.
Oh my goodness. So are you genuinely saying, doctor, that vaping can make me look a little bit older?
I am.
This is groundbreaking. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No. There are people out there who need to know.
Yep.
But doctor, then speak to me about this. In terms of natural medicines, how much can they actually help in terms of slowing down the aging process?
Well, what's the alternative to natural stuff or natural medicine? So natural medicine aims, number one, to educate.
Yeah.
Educate the person about what are the healthy choices we have to make. And number two it is really about our nutrition and our exercise.
Okay.
Those are natural things that we can implement to slow down the aging process,
Yes.
to age gracefully, to stay mobile, to prevent bone degeneration or joint degeneration. So it comes down to the supplements is not your first choice. You always start with the nutrition.
Oh, really? Okay. Because
There is-
sometimes I turn to that.
I know, because those are the easy things that we can do, but there is no substitute for healthy lifestyle.
Okay.
Not even a natural medicine pill.
Oh my word. Okay, fine. Doctor, you are opening up my eyes this morning to things that I guess I was fighting at some point. But now let's talk about exactly what kind of diet choices we can make, with you saying that those are possibly the best, decisions we can make for ourselves.
That is your foundation, is diet. So it's to include phytonutrients. Phytonutrients are basically the colors in food. So if you
Yes.
think about food, think about a rainbow. You eat those colors. Always green
Okay.
on your plate. Then orange, red, purple, those are the healthy choices. We call them phytonutrients. They actually the chemicals that plants make to protect themselves, but those chemicals is little messengers in our bodies, switches on our DNA, repair cells, repair DNA, helps us to make healthy new cells. So that's number one. Number two, make sure you get quality proteins in.
Okay.
Eat to balance your sugar levels. And what I mean with that is, it doesn't mean necessarily for everyone it's 3 meals a day.
Okay.
But you need to manage your blood sugar levels. If you have spikes in your blood sugar levels and drops in your sugar levels, you're actually spiking inflammation. What did I say earlier? Inflammation is one of the root causes of accelerated aging.
Yeah.
So you don't want to spike those inflammatory cytokines. Drink enough water.
Yes.
Don't drink alcohol.
Did you
Well,
say
okay.
don't?
I will say
Yes, we're listening.
moderate your alcohol intake.
Okay. Okay.
So that's with your foods. Enough fiber, that's really, really important.
Yeah.
And then the exercise. Okay, exercise is anti-aging. There's no doubt about it.
Yes.
It is anti-inflammatory. However, I want to warn that excessive exercise is also not good.
Really?
So excessive exercise will lead to oxidative stress and inflammation and make it difficult for your body to repair. So if you do high intensity exercise training, you would have to make sure that you have a protocol in place to reverse the damage or to help you with the recovery.
And speaking of stress, how is it that we can possibly stress a little bit better? Because I know a lot of us do it, but how can we do it in a healthy way?
I think with stress is that you have to recognize your stress. You have to recognize when you are experiencing too much stress.
Yes.
So what are those signs and signals? Your sleep will be disturbed. You will feel maybe a bit brain fog, not cluttered mind, forgetting where you've put things. You may feel that you don't really want to socialize. You're irritated if someone just looks at you in a kind of a different way.
Yes.
So those are some of the signs that you can recognize. And then it's important that you acknowledge or recognize the triggers. What are your stressors?
Oh, that's a
Is it your relationships?
Yes.
Is it people at work?
Yes, all of the above. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I love them here.
If you can't change your environment, then you have to change your strategy. And I think that's the last one. So once you
Amazing.
know what your stresses are, you know that you are stressed. Now, what is your strategy going to be? You have to have a plan in place to deal with those stresses. If you don't know how, you have to seek help.
Yes.
I do find that life coaches are very practical in that way, that they can teach you the skills to cope and manage your stress.
Beautiful. Well, doctor, the lovely thing is that you're not going anywhere. And you know what? As a 30-year-old who just came from gym just yesterday and I don't drink and everything, I think I might be on the right track over here. Oh, I'm joking. I'm not better than anyone else. I'm still trying to make good choices. And this is why we're keeping Dr. Jackie Hutting around, because she's helping us in terms of understanding how it is that we can 100% age gracefully, because you can't run away from it, but how can we do it best? Stick around, you're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Okay, Teasy, what's going on?
Oh. What's
Mm,
up,
thank
Joe
you.
Sizzle?
Yay, man. Listen, that was a interesting chat.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people at home also just light bulb moments like, okay,
Ewan.
listen, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. I shouldn't be doing this and this and this. So thank you very much for that advice. We are going to be back with the doc in just a bit to further talk about how to manage and age gracefully.
Please, can we? I've
Yeah.
just turned a year older and I'm like, okay, what else? Tell me more, Doc. How can I actually keep this youthful appearance? But right now, though, it is time for Pharmacy of the Week. And as a Pharmacy Month officially kicks off, we're giving an extra big salute to the remarkable individuals leading the charge in healthcare.
Absolutely. And today we pay tribute to the Kellepeng Pharmacy in Diepsloot, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC sponsors of Brave.
September is Pharmacy Month, in proud association with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
So in the group we have 24 pharmacies, and these pharmacies are spread mainly between Gauteng, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, and a bit of Northwest. And in all of those communities, we are in the heart of the communities. We are mainly in the township or in the city centers. We try to be accessible. Let the patient be able to walk to the pharmacy. They don't have to, get into a taxi first before they can get to the pharmacy, and therefore increasing the cost of achieving or getting the health care. If it were according to our wishes, we would be in every community that we can get ourselves into. And by the way, we do have plans to expand the group beyond the 24 pharmacies and beyond the communities which we are currently in. The pharmacy service that Kellepeng gives, we believe, is needed, and every community deserves a Kellepeng pharmacy. Remember, Kellepeng, it means at home. And hence our tagline says, tell your friends and family to come home. So we would wish to every person to know that they can come to their home to get all their medicinal needs fulfilled.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, inspiring communities one pharmacy at a time.
Carenza Parisi, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
And there we have it, the heroes at Kellepeng Pharmacy in Diepsloot. The celebrations have only just begun. Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. You stand the chance to win 1,000 Rand cash every single week during the month of September, and it's very easy.
All you have to do is simply reply to the competition post on our Expresso social pages. Tell me, what are you waiting for? Because it's just this one question. Who is your favorite pharmacist, and why are they your favorite pharmacist? Now, today's competition does close at midday, so you better get on that real quick. Friday the 6th of September. So T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Get to entering.
Just like that, you can be 1,000 Rand richer. All right, well, we got a lot more heading your way on this Tuesday. Here's something interesting. Greg Mitchley.
Okay.
Hy wys 'n bietjie sy Benoni, because he walked from Benoni to Durban for a good cause.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, come on now.
That is
like
something
on
I
foot,
couldn't.
I'm
But
just saying, and it took him 14 days. which is mad, but really good cause, and we're going to unpack that. Zanele, what do you make of that? Would you walk that far?
Oh, yes, honey. It's still going to be such a beautiful Tuesday morning, especially because we're together. And you know this is your Feel Good Breakfast show, right? Which is why we want to help you stress a little bit less. Why? We don't want to age. We like looking youthful. We like it that you look youthful. And we want to do it together in terms of finding out how we can continue to age gracefully, which is why we want to hear about how stress, it got to go, okay? However, we also are, my friend, going to be getting into how Greg Mitchley walked from Benoni to Durban for a good cause. It's a big thing, and we want to talk about it right here on Expresso. Do not go anywhere. We're getting into it in a little. We're going to take a short break.
With 5 times greater plaque reduction than brushing and flossing alone. For a cleaner mouth and healthy gums. Completes the clean with Listerine.
It's my feel good breakfast show.
And just like that, we're back like Umqolo here on S3. Yes, it is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And honey, speaking of Umqolo, you know, as you get older, sometimes your back, it hurts, it's bad, it's wrong. We don't want that for you. You deserve a good life. We want you to stay vibrant, stay positive, you know, even stay empowered in terms of you and aging gracefully, which is why we got Dr. Jati Hatting in the building. And we're chatting all about what it is we need to know when it comes to exercise, mental well-being, and hormonal changes for that aging gracefully. Doctor, I want to ask you, because for me, I'm on a journey at the moment, right? I'm going back to the gym. I recently started doing a lot of weightlifting, and I think that's what my trainer has me on at the moment, while we work on a little bit of cardio on the side. What are those exercises that are going to allow me to actually age as gracefully as I want to?
I guess I think we need to understand, why do we need to exercise when while we're aging.
Okay.
So as we age and our cells degenerate and die off, we lose muscle cells. So if you lose muscle cells, we lose our strength.
Sure.
In the future, if you are now older, you need to look after yourself often. You live by yourself, you have to cook for yourself, you have to maintain your home, and you need some level of strength. So it's very important in order for you to stay independent, to stay fit and healthy. It doesn't mean you have to participate in a vigorous exercise routine, but there are a few things that one can do and practice regularly. Number one is it's the frequency about your exercise. So it's not how much you do, but it's how often you do it.
Okay.
So focus on cardiovascular exercise. So the prescription is generally to do 3 times a week cardiovascular exercise. Now, it could be a vigorous cycling event, or it could be running in later years. You could reduce that to just walking.
Okay.
Okay. Then your strength training exercise, the prescription is generally for twice a week strength training exercises. Whether you do Pilates, yoga, or weight training, that doesn't matter. But it also, for those who are starting later in life, doesn't mean they have to do like you, go to a personal trainer and do vigorous strength training exercises or weightlifting. It could be own body weight exercises. And I think it's very important when we test people, we want to make sure that they can do some functional movements.
Yeah.
So a squat, or in simple terms, sit to stand without holding on.
Yes.
A lunge, because when you're on the floor playing with your grandchildren, you want to be able to get up from the floor. So you need to be able to do a lunge.
I can lunge, doctor.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
You have grandchildren.
I don't. Okay.
Then a push-up.
Yes.
Now, for ladies, they can do a ladies push-up. So from
Thank
their
you. I was about to say I
knees,
can't do a proper one. Yes.
and a sit-up.
Okay.
Because how do you get from the bed sitting up on the side of your bed? So those are functional things that we need to be able to do. You can work out with an elastic band. It doesn't have to be weights.
Yes.
But maintain some level of strength. Strength also improves joint mobility. So to be able to move your joints through the full range of motion. We develop aching joints for no reason when we age. And the more you move, the more you lubricate those joints, the easier it is for you to get around and do your everyday life.
Yes. And speaking of everyday life, you know, there's so many people and so many things that always remind women that once you get to a certain age and you're aging, maybe you're not right for this or maybe you're not right for that. How can women possibly, you know, adopt a little bit more of a positive mindset when it comes to aging, doctor?
I don't think we should be prescribed what we should do when we age. Why do you have to change what you dress like? And I'm not talking about, you know, mutton dresses lamb, but you should be yourself and you should act the way you feel. If you do the things that makes you feel good, you will be able to act youthfully. So I think it is all about attitude. So your attitude towards life affects your health quite dramatically. And your attitude then towards aging should do the same. So have a positive mind about it, because it is inevitable. You're not going to escape it. Nobody wants to be around a negative person. So nobody wants to hear about your joint aches and pains. Keep that for your little social group when you're discussing your aging ails. And I think, you know, if you participate practically and positively in the things that you do daily, like
Yeah.
making your choices around your food and around your nutritional supplements, your sleep and your stress. Approach that with that kind of a mindset, that it's not my age, it's how I do things.
Yes. And obviously as well, doctor, there are those things that happen where women experience hormonal changes at different stages in their lives, you know. Can you speak to us about how we can sort of tackle that in our aging, as well as the support system that we possibly need around us?
Sure. I must say, I know we're talking about women, but the same happens to men, just with different hormones. So with women, when our estrogen level starts to dip around about our 40s, and it happens for different women at different times, so there is no prescribed stages. But when that happens, we experience changes in our skin. We experience changes in joints. We might experience a decreased bone density, and that makes you more prone to, other health risks.
Yes.
You may experience reduced sex drive. So those things are not always comfortable changes, but I think if we know that we're not the first woman going through that. We're not going to be the only woman going through that. And if you have your friends and your family similar age to yourself and you have that conversation with them, you will see that they all experience. It can create some anxieties. You can discuss this with your medical practitioner. How are you going to approach this? What is the route that you're going to follow? Are you going to go completely natural? Do you need the help of some bioidentical hormones to manage those symptoms? And I think it's important to know that make use of your support systems.
Nice. I like that. And for me, I'm also like, you know what? I'm looking to age as gracefully as possible. I will tell my trainer, though, you said it's not about how much you train, it's about how many times, right? Thank you. I'm going to tell him because he likes to make me go very long. But thank you so much, doctor. And we appreciate it. Thank you. It's Dr. Jackie Hutting here to help us age gracefully. And my friend, I think we learned a lot of insight in terms of finding out how it is we can do exactly that. But more than anything else, how we can look after this body. Remember, you only have one, hey? And this is why we want you to make sure that you are looking after it the best way possible. Right about now, though, I know that the beautiful Carissa is standing by in Cape Town. Hi, my Carissa.
Hello, Zanele. I'm so glad that we equipped ourselves with so much knowledge from Dr. Jackie, because we're about to put that into practice right now. As we have just learned, incorporating fitness into your lifestyle can actually aid you in slowing down the aging process, which I think is something that we all want. So with daily movement, discover how staying active can actually help you feel younger and stronger and even healthier as the years go by. And man, they're going by so quickly. So we brought in the experts today, okay? We brought out all the stops because Joss Latzakan is here. She's a biokineticist as well as a fitness trainer, and she joins us to take us through an amazing training session. And I say us because we're going to do this together, right? Move the coffee table out the way and make sure that you grab some sort of weights, because Joss, what are we doing today?
Okay, so today I'm just going to be taking you through some basic exercises that you can do at home. As we know, being physically active can improve our mental, social, and physical well-being throughout the milestones of life. So if we just keep physically active, we can decrease the physiological aging process and live a little bit longer.
Yes, please, bring it on. And also, this feels not intimidating. We've got 1 kilogram dumbbells that are here.
Yes.
I can do this. Let's do this. Come on.
Okay, so we're going to grab our weights.
Okay.
So our very first exercise is quite important as we age. It's about picking up stuff from the floor. So if you're lifting up something from the floor and putting it on the shelf, this is quite an exercise you'd want to use. So you start with your chest up, dumbbells down, feet hip distance apart. You're going to take a nice squat, and then you're going to reach up to the ceiling. Perfect. And you drive it down and up. So as we age, this allows us to help pick kids up off the floor, grandkids, just getting nice and strong in the legs and in the core.
I love that. So just your everyday activities, you just want to be able to do it seamlessly.
Yes. So we're building that foundation, those building blocks, so that when we age, we can go for walks without being out of breath, climbing a flight of stairs, and being able to get up off the floor.
Sure.
And yeah, so just nice squats. You can do that for about 45 seconds and then a 15-second rest.
Okay, at least we get the rest. Thank you,
Yes.
Joss.
Okay, and then secondly, we're going to come into our lunge. So like Doc said, this is a really good exercise to help with lifting kids up off the floor. So you're gonna take a big step back, drive the knee down, bicep curl, beautiful, just like that, and then alternate sides. So this also helps with a little bit of balance.
Yes.
So reducing our risk of falls as we age too. So this is really nice. Keep your core engaged. Squeeze the glutes at the
Yes.
top.
I'm feeling it.
And
I love it.
beautiful. So working the arms and the legs on this one.
So the doc was also saying that, you know, it's not always about the types of exercise, but the frequency of it.
Yes.
So would you recommend, I guess, consistency, right?
Yes.
Above everything else.
Yes, so like Doc said, if we can try 3 times a week aerobic exercise and twice a week strength training,
Okay.
but anything is better than nothing.
That's also
So
true.
small steps, taking the stairs instead of the lift, parking a little bit further away from the shops, walking a little bit more, and relax. Okay, third one. So a lot of the time when the elderly get up from the chair, they push from the triceps. So you'll have your leg back and you're gonna drive your arms back and squeeze at the top. So you really bring it in and then drive it back. Beautiful, just like that. Good. Keeping the chest up, squeezing the triceps to the back, and just like that. And then you'll switch sides, so you can do this for half the time.
Okay.
And then to the other side. My heart rate's already up.
This does feel really nice, though.
Yeah, a nice
Yeah.
little simple exercise. And we're holding it in that position where the glutes are working.
Right.
Because when we're sitting the whole day, our glutes are lengthened. So now we're contracting them and strengthening them, protecting the back a little.
Nice. So even at our old age, we can have a booty.
Yes,
Little
you
pretty
can,
booty.
of course.
I'm here for it.
And then the next one, like we were speaking about the back, protecting the back is using the core and the glutes. So a nice little core exercise coming to the side
Oh.
and a little bit of a crunch.
Okay.
So you're working those obliques. So when you're getting up from the bed and the elderly get up from the bed, you use your obliques.
Right.
So that's also nice and strong.
Yeah.
So small little steps can improve all the things in the later life. Good. And you'll crunch the side, crunch, and just like that. Bring the elbows to the knees. Yes, girl, that looks good.
Thank you. This is a different one. I like it, though.
Just pop on some music
Yeah, and go for it.
and go for it.
Now, Jess, you're also a biokineticist, right?
Yes.
So you're used to helping people
Yes.
through their physical journeys of
Yes.
different stages of life as well.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I can see the elderly who have been exercising frequently have their reduced risk of falls and they come easier not out of breath.
Yeah.
So you can see if you start a little bit earlier, but it doesn't matter, it's not too late, but just start somewhere.
Yeah.
Anything is better than nothing.
That is what you got to take away today. Anything is better than nothing.
Yes.
All right, Jess,
okay.
what's next?
Dumbbells
sorry,
at the
Josh.
shoulders. So we're going to walk a little bit of a crab walk just across your mat. Tap, tap. Perfect. And then you
Go
just gonna
back.
tap back. Yes. So again, strengthening the glutes. The glutes and core are super important to strengthen our spine. So no low back pain,
Yes. I love that.
which is a frequent one. So you just keep
Right.
moving.
well, this is
Very
great.
nice. There we go.
You're doing so well at home too. Thank you for joining us.
So good.
We've come to the end of our training session, but Joss, if people want to find you online, if they want to hit you up because maybe they also want what you've got to offer, how can they get in touch with you?
Yes, so we do one-on-one sessions with our clients, even group classes. I mean, bringing a friend in is so important.
Lovely.
So you can find us on Stronger with Joss on Instagram, and yeah, we're just promoting health and wellness and movement throughout life.
Oh, well, that's it. Throughout life, you can remain looking and feeling your best self. Thank you so much, Josh.
Thank you, Chris. That was
Josh
awesome.
and Jess, come on. It is Jocelyn
Thank
Latakhan.
you.
She is the greatest. But now we're going to head over to Ewan to see what he's got for you.
Thanks, Carissa. Thanks, Jocelyn. That was brilliant. And I hope you guys at home enjoyed that as well. Get the blood flowing a little bit, get warm and ready for this Tuesday. Very important. Like Jocelyn said, never stop moving. Make a conscious decision to go out and exercise. Move every day if you can, because our bodies are meant to do that. And in the process, help you age gracefully. But we are going to continue on that topic for the rest of the morning. Also, we chat to Greg Mitchley, who took it upon himself to walk all the way from Benoni to Durban. Now, that's a baie ver paadjie om te gaan staan en stap, but he did that for a very good cause. We're going to connect with the man in just a little bit, and then it's also your last chance to go and vote for Carissa's outfit, option 1 or option 2. If you didn't see them yet, head on over to our Expresso socials and you can cast your vote right there, because Carissa needs to get dressed and you need to do that. We'll see you after the break.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy Tuesday, Expresso family. We made it to the second day of the week, and I hope that you are smiling where you are. I know I am, because we get to chat to an incredible human, somebody who is making a difference each and every time that they step out. And this time around, they stepped out to walk from Benoni all the way to Durban, all in the name of supporting Kirsty Weir's Paralympic dreams. And it is so beautiful to see. I think as fellow South Africans, Ubuntu is at the heart of everything that we do. And this is why not only did he decide to do this, but also how he was helped along the way. We're hearing about all those challenges, all of those moments right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Everybody, please, let's welcome Greg Mitchley. Greg, how are you?
Yeah, good yourself.
Amazing, thank you. Greg, you're incredible. I
Thank
can't
you,
believe you
thank you,
did that.
thank you, thank you.
14 days on the road, walking with those feet, those ones right there.
What's left of them?
Oh my goodness. Greg,
yeah.
tell us, why did you decide to do this?
Yeah, so look, I'm lucky. If you want to use the word blessed, whatever, I'm lucky. I don't fear much.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that I do fear.
Okay.
Is that's not having the ability to be active.
Sure.
To do sport when I get a call to go and run, to go and walk. I cannot sit still.
Yeah.
So when I heard the Kirsty Weir story, I thought, I think what people don't realize behind the scenes, the pain that she goes through.
Yeah.
You know, we pull a hamstring, or we get a little sore on the arm or something, we take a painkiller, and then we come right. I think behind the scenes, with these athletes and like with Kirsty Weir, the pain it's an everyday thing. They get bedridden, and when they don't want to be, they get told when they can do things, when they can't do things. They're on medication throughout their life. It affects their brain. It affects, like Kirsty Weir, her left side of her body. She's got no control over it really.
Yeah.
And for me, I thought, well, if she can go through that sort of pain, that inspires me. I'm walking to Durban. Let's see how much pain I can take.
Wow. And I can imagine that it really was a tough time, because 14 days walking, it is not easy.
Yeah.
Speak to us about some of those toughest moments. What were they, and also what just allowed you to push through?
Sure. When you mention the toughest moments, I got past day one. My sister Celeste and my brother-in-law Vincent dropped me off at 3 o'clock in the morning. I had a knife in this hand. I had my torch in this hand.
Oh my
a little bit
goodness,
nervous,
Greg.
pitch black. Just watching to see where I was walking. And I got through day one after about 10 and a half hours, 11 hours walking, and I thought, this is going to be a breeze. And then on day 2, I felt something in my toes. And I thought, nah, you know, like the most obvious thing that I didn't think of is starting to happen.
Yeah.
Day 3, to answer your question, I found this beautiful big tree on the side of the road, and I decided, so I'm going to have a bit of a bite to eat, and I took my shoes off, and there was this beautiful, see-through, lovely blister.
No.
And I thought, oh, geez,
How did
here
we
we
get
go.
you so quickly?
And the famous question is, you know, if it was my hamstring, if it was my arm, I could still walk.
Yeah.
But I need those things there. I need my feet, I need my toes. Those are the main things, yeah. And I did what I shouldn't do, and with that knife, I popped that blister. And that was it. From there, I had blisters in between my toes, underneath my feet, and I had still 10, 11 days to go. And I know we can sit here and laugh and giggle about it and think it's pretty humorous, but I promise you now, the pain there, and at that moment, I said to myself, right, this is where you're being tested. You know, if people like Kirsty Weir can go through the pain that she goes through, I better find a way to wrap these feet up, cover them with socks, do what I need to do. But the pain was, like I said, we're sitting here just chatting about it now. It was, I hit it. I made these motivational videos on my Facebook pages, but behind the scenes, I was hurting. But I had to get going, you know.
And I can imagine as well that, just like you said, you know, pulling on the fact that, you know, Kirsty goes through the pain that she goes through and all of the other people's stories as well. That's one of the things that kept you going. But 100%. Something else that kept you going was the support of people along the way. Speak to us about that, please.
Now, this what you just asked me now is probably the most amazing part of this journey. You know, that first walk, pitch black, darkness, lonely. You know, your mind ticks and things like that.
Yeah.
What I didn't realize is that it was school holidays. I didn't even plan that. It was school holidays. So the cars hooting, you know, eventually, when people eventually saw that my post was real, that I am doing this walk, it was quite funny. Dale Jackson's the headmaster of JP Boys High School.
Yeah.
He was the first one to stop. I just heard this, Mitchley. They all call me Mitch, you know. And they stopped, and his kids stopped, and they gave me chips and sweets. And, you know, and that there was a bit of a change, because I thought, well, hold on, this could be a bit of fun as well.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what Kirsty, I always think of Kirsty, she always got to, I think of my everyday life, I've got to be fun. And I promise you now, when I took off there, I met the most incredible people. I had calls from the UK, from Canada, from New Zealand. I had friends, Jason Wilmot. If I started mentioning the friends that I had that stopped and had cooler boxes. I'm a Sterry Stumpy fanatic, so that everyone had a chocolate Sterry Stumpy for me.
Cute.
The one little story I must share is up ahead, I saw about a kilometre, I saw this little family that had a South African flag. And there was the daughter and the son, and then the guy, and I carried on walking. I said, I don't recognize this person. By the time I got to him, I said, gee, sorry, but I don't know who you are. He says to me, no, you don't, but you're a big pain in my, you know. And I said, why?
Why?
So he said to me, because he sits in Belito and he works from home, and he says, and he's not a friend of mine on Facebook, but he's obviously linked to everybody else. Every time he went onto Facebook, he saw this guy walking to Durban. So they thought they'd take a drive out. They drove like an hour and a half out to try and find me, and they found me. And they introduced themselves. It was like stories like that changed my whole. And again, it shows you if we all work together.
We can do this.
It's such an old cliched saying, but we can. If everybody just stuck together and supported one another, and that's just 1% of the stories I could share, you know?
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Greg,
it was amazing.
Where can people find you just to kind of, you know, continue just learning a little bit more about your story?
I can't hide. I'm from Benoni. I'm Greg Mitchley. I've got a beautiful company, if you don't mind me saying, they're called NGL Logistics. If I can get people like this behind me, Mark and Naomi, to get behind me, I can do more of this. I can go and spend time with the elderly. I can do fundraisers for you and your family. But remember, we talk about Kirsty Weir.
Yes.
We've got family members close to us all here that also are going through stuff, and things are expensive. So let's back me. It's the Greg Mitchley Foundation.
Beautiful.
Can I give my number?
Sure, go ahead.
083-380-1016. Contact me. Let's have a meeting. Let's get together. Let's raise funds. We can help those less fortunate. That's what I do on a full-time basis.
Beautiful.
I'd love the support, guys, please.
Greg, you're incredible. Thank you for supporting those who can't support themselves.
Thank you.
For standing in the gap for those who are marginalized and need the help. We appreciate it.
And thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Cool.
He's a real-life hero. It is Greg Mitchley. Walked from Benoni all the way to Durban. And my friend, it is absolutely incredible because he did it in 14 days. But he did it with the support of his fellow South Africans. And he did it for a fellow South African, Kirsty Weir, and her Paralympic dreams. It is so beautiful to see. And as you heard, the Greg Mitchley Foundation making a difference and doing the work that matters. You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Make sure you do not go anywhere. Right about now, though, I got to ask, what's happening in Cape Town?
Lots is happening, Zanele. Thank you very much, Greg, for sharing your story. Die man het gestap, dis verseker. On another note right now, Powerball and Powerball Plus. Yes, let's talk about that. So you can play Powerball for an estimated 78 million rand and Powerball Plus for an estimated 22 million rand today, this Tuesday. That's 100 million rand in total estimated Powerball and Powerball Plus jackpots waiting to be won, and it could be you. Now, of course, you can go ahead buying your tickets today in store on the nationallottery.co.za website or the mobile app. You can also buy tickets through cell phone banking or by simply dialing star 120 star 7529 hash if you want to enter via USSD. So we've gone ahead and posted all of those details on our Expresso social media pages as always. So go check them out. Panda Push Up Play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 100 million rand in total estimated jackpots today, and you could be celebrating the millions. Go play now, go play responsibly, go get your tickets. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, we're going to reveal Carissa's outfit chosen by you. Stick around to see which one it is. Is it option 1 or option 2? And then we're also going to be talking about the fact by spending in nature or time in nature, it can positively impact your health, and how does it do so? We'll continue with that conversation after the break. Stick around. We'll see you now.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Any morning we spend with you is always a good morning, which is why it is your Feel Good Breakfast show. And thank you for choosing us. We had asked you to choose, though, on social media what way we are dressing up our Barbie named Carissa. And I absolutely love the beautiful comments that have come through. Arlene Stevens said, good morning, Expresso team. Option 1, definitely for that spring look. Ooh, hashtag styled by Woolies. So Jennifer Chabalala says, good morning, family. Option 1 does it for me. Nene Makole says, option 1 will be perfect. Ooh. And Jeanette Masters says, good morning. Option 1 looks chic and springy, looks good on Carissa. I absolutely love it. This is where we get to see what is our Barbie wearing, and option 1 came out strong. Carissa, please reveal to us, what do you look like in option 1, my gorgeous?
Zanele, all I'm telling you right now is that the people know the truth, because look at her. I look absolutely stunning. This linen blend from Woolies is definitely going to be a staple in my wardrobe. And I love how it's a transitional piece. You could even wear it now as the weather's getting a little bit warmer by the day. But what do you think?
You look absolutely gorgeous, my baby. Our real life Expresso Barbie. And this is why I say that Mzansi did a great job. And I absolutely love the fact that you have now tried it out for us. We know it looks amazing. And this is why we're also going to go and get hashtag styled by Woolies. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'm here for it. If I can inspire anybody to do just one thing today, besides working out, get yourself one of these, okay? A co-ord goes a very long way. It is super flattering. The Bermuda type shorts are all for body shapes across the whole of Mzansi, and I think the color would look so good on you.
Beautiful. Okay, we need to be twinning one of these days, okay, my Carissa? I'm very excited for it. And Mzansi, again, thank you so much for coming through, choosing the beautiful ensemble that our gorgeous Carissa is wearing this morning, and that she'll be wearing for the rest of the morning. We still got so much to do here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. This is why you got to stick around, right? Yes. However, let's get into the news headlines and take care of business with Carissa.
Well, spring has definitely sprung here in studio. It's just gone a minute after 7 o'clock. Let's get into your news headlines for this hour. Now, we start off with national news, where South African President Cyril Ramaphosa informed China's Xi Jinping yesterday of his intention to reduce South Africa's trade deficit with China. Now, this announcement precedes Xi's for a summit of 50 African nations to boost their purchases of Chinese goods. Although China is South Africa's largest trading partner, the country's imports from China have significantly surpassed its exports. Meanwhile, Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, Dean McPherson, reported meeting Chinese investors interested in South African infrastructure projects, describing the visit so far as highly successful. Sticking to news in the country, the South African Rugby Union has formally apologized to its New Zealand counterpart for incidents that disrupted the All Blacks haka before Saturday's match with the Springboks at Ellis Park. The disruption was caused by music, fireworks, and an Airbus flight over the Johannesburg Stadium. South African Rugby CEO Riaan Obelhoza explained that the timing issues were unintentional. Obelhoza expressed regret over the breach of protocol and the impression of disrespect it created, emphasizing that no deliberate actions were taken to interfere with the iconic haka. Moving on to your international news, the UK has announced the suspension of some export licenses for military equipment to Israel, with Foreign Secretary David Lammy citing a clear risk of violations of international humanitarian law. Around 30 of 350 licenses are affected. Lammy explained that while the UK is not imposing an arms embargo or prejudging any international court rulings, it has a legal duty to review export licenses. This comes amid ongoing protests in Israel, urging the government to secure a hostage release deal with Hamas. 10 people involved in last month's protests across Nigeria have been charged with treason and other serious offences at the Federal High Court in Abuja. All pleaded not guilty. Now, the protests, called 10 Days of Rage in response to harsh economic conditions, turned violent, resulting in at least 7 deaths, though rights groups report 23 fatalities and nearly 700 arrests. Despite an appeal for bail, the court ordered that the accused remain in custody. Now, Amnesty International has criticized the legal process, calling the trial a sham. Now we close up with this story at this hour, where the first Santos Beach Auto Extremo in Mossel Bay, Western Cape, was a resounding success. Set against the stunning backdrop of Santos Beach, the event showcased both classic and modern supercars, blending heritage and modernity. Now, the show's name honors the site's Portuguese roots, where explorer Bartolomeus Dias landed in 1488. Organizer Waldo Scrimbante emphasized that this event masterfully blends old and new, celebrating the heritage of the cars while fostering camaraderie among enthusiasts, all set against the unparalleled backdrop of Santos Beach. Fellow organizer Alowen Depenar, along with local volunteers, brought this event to life in just 6 weeks. It's set to become a beloved annual tradition and a must-visit for motor enthusiasts of all ages. So if you're looking for anything to do in the Western Cape, make sure to add that to your list. For now, though, let's check in with your sports. Here's Ewan with the latest.
Thanks so much, Carissa. Definitely an event that I would love to attend. But right now, let's talk about some sport news and cricket. First and foremost, the much anticipated SA20 Season 3. It is set to ignite the South African summer, delivering top-tier cricket and entertainment from 9th of January 2025, with the finals scheduled for the 8th of February at Wanderers Stadium. Now, reigning champions Sunrisers Eastern Cape will launch their title defence against My Cape Town at St George's Park in the opener, featuring a rather thrilling clash between Aidan Macram and Ben Stokes. Now, the action continues as last season's runners-up Durban Supergiants face Pretoria Capitals at Kingsmead on the 10th of January. Definitely a lot of cricket action to look forward to this summer. Then in rugby news, we heard it in the news as well with Carissa, but the South African Rugby Union has formally apologised to the New Zealand Rugby Football Union after the conclusion of the haka was disrupted during the Rugby Championship match between the Springboks and All Blacks at Ellis Park. Music, fireworks and an A380 flyover interrupted the iconic moment due to a timekeeping error. And SA Rugby CEO Rian Oberholzer expressed deep regret, emphasising the mistake was unintentional and reaffirmed the union's respect for rugby traditions. Then in tennis news this morning, China's Zheng Qinwen advanced to the US Open quarterfinals for the second time, defeating Donna Vekic in a late-night match. Now, 7th seed Zheng won 7-6, 7-2, 4-6, 6-2, replicating her victory over Vekic in the Paris Olympics. Now, Zheng, the second Chinese woman to reach 2 US Open quarterfinals after Li Na, will next face world number 2 Aryna Sabalenka, who previously beat her in the 2023 quarterfinals and the Australian Open final. Now, you can also join us at around 25 minutes to 8 this morning as we sit down with Ricky Solomon, tennis coach, and also Nasli Abrams, tennis enthusiast, to chat more about the US Open and what went down on the courts. And we'll end up with this story. Alan Hatherley claimed the cross-country Olympic race title at the World Championships in Andorra, finishing in 1 hour, 9 minutes and 51 seconds. Now, Hatherley, an Olympic bronze medalist, beat France's Victor Koretsky by 22 seconds, with Thomas Pidcock taking third. Now, Hatherley also took third in the cross-country short track event on Friday. Congratulations. And that's it for your sports news. For the 7 o'clock bulletin, we'll have one more round for you just after 8 o'clock. Right now, let's cross over to Joburg, where Zanelle is standing by with your traffic and your weather.
I am indeed, because we want you to get to work on time and we want you to not be stuck in traffic. So this is what you need to avoid, right? Let's start off in KZN and Camperdown. There's a stationary minibus before Umlas Road interchange. The left lane is affected and minor delays are expected. Approach the affected area with caution, please, my love. Over in Cape Town, there's congestion south of the N7 at the N1 inbound ramp. Expect delays and allow for some added travel time over there because you will be delayed. And then, still keeping it in Cape Town, Milnerton, heavy congestion is being experienced on the N7 North at Bosman's Dam ramp. Delays are expected. Plan your route accordingly and please drive safely. Let's take a look at what it is you can expect when it comes to your weather, though. In terms of what's going on outside, this is what you can expect. Halfman's in danger of extinction due to drought. Plant is important to Nama culture, if you did not know. Environmental news this morning is that Piet van Wyk, botanist and head of the Richveld Transfrontier Park in the Northern Cape, is worried about the extinction risk facing the iconic Halfman's elephant's trunk succulent plants, or rather endemic to the Richveld desert and parts of Namibia. Climate change as well as ongoing droughts have already reduced the population by over 80%, with another drought potentially wiping out the species entirely. Van Wyk was also highlighting the threat posed by poachers. He emphasizes the plant's significance to the Nama people and noting its central role in ancient local tales and its importance to their culture. Hopefully over there we won't see any extinction at all. We always need to preserve our wildlife as well as, of course, our plants. However, let's take a look at what it looks like in terms of your side of life. This morning it is a very big shout out to Alex from Harry Smith, who has sent us a picture that looks like it's fresh out of The Lion King. It looks like Simba's going to get told everything the light touches is yours, my love. It is so beautiful. Alex, you are a photographer through and through. Thank you so much for it. Your sunrise view is absolutely stunning and it has made my morning. Send us yours on 063-408-8863. Let's show the rest of the country what your side of life looks like. Speaking of what it looks like, let's check out what's happening outside in terms of your temperatures.
much, Zanele, for the traffic and the weather update. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, we talk about how connecting with nature can impact your health positively. And then also in the kitchen, we are connecting with nature. Look who's here, Chef Clem, and he's busy already. And we're making a blueberry tart, but not just only any blueberry tart. We're making a flavor burst blueberry tart.
I'm not busy, I'm snacking.
Are you snacking on some blueberries?
Mm.
Look at us connecting with nature. Good for
right?
your health. Good for your health. So we'll show you how to put that together in just a sec. For now, let's go recharge, get yourself a cup of coffee. We'll see you just now.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thank you for being here. It is a Tuesday morning, and of course, it is September. We're just in the beginning days, and we're celebrating heritage, and not just heritage, but heritage. That is the month that we're in with Glyco Lemon, and we are celebrating the richness, basically, of our heritage and everything that comes with that. And we've got somebody incredible along with us today as we celebrate our roots and also the importance of staying connected to what grounds us at the end of the day. Now, to help keep our bodies and minds nourished, Glyco Lemon have partnered with Soil for Life to provide training and support basically to individuals wanting to grow food at home, which I think all of us want to do, to live a happier and also a healthier lifestyle. Now, Soil for Life's trainer and media liaison, Natasha DeLew, is here to shed some light. Natasha, thank you for being here. You look stunning. So when the skin is good and the hair is good, I'm like, okay, tell me more. Tell me more. Give me all the tea. But thank you for being here.
Pleasure.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm great.
That's good. I want to get into Soil for Life. I mean, you have been part of the association for more than 10 years now.
Correct.
What is it all about and what do you do?
So Soul for Life has started since 2002, and what we do is we train communities how to start a own veggie garden at home from basically just a square meter.
Sure.
And it's something that empowers the community. So a lot of people is unemployed and they live in small spaces. So we teach them to just use that little space that they have available and grow their own veggies, because veggies get so expensive nowadays, and also for their health purposes, because a lot of our commercial veggies get sprayed with pesticides and chemicals. So if you grow your own vegetables, you will know exactly what goes onto that vegetable. So we also teach them about how to be sustainable and also how to be wisely economically.
Of course, yes.
And also how to save a lot of money when you grow your own vegetables.
I love that, and especially looking at the price of potatoes. They've been threatening us with that 200 rand. I said, no, 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 no.
Yes.
There has to be a solution here. So
Definitely.
please tell me, have you noticed any like direct benefits or advantages when people do actually take this on? Because it is a bit of a self-responsibility
That's
to
correct.
say, yes, I'm going to take care of myself here. What are the direct benefits or advantages of doing that?
So the direct benefits definitely is your mental health and your physical health, definitely, because when you start gardening and you get active in the garden, like when you're digging and you picking up a planter or you're picking up your compost. So definitely there's some lifting and bending and moving around of some muscles, and that's definitely, and also your mental health is very important, because when you connect with soil, your endorphins gets lightened up. So there's a lot of home gardeners that I know of that said that when they start gardening, they are more aware of the choices that they make in life. So instead of going the wrong path with, you know, the wrong elements, they start focusing on the garden.
Wow.
And then they are more positive minded. You know, so yeah.
That's wonderful. I mean, I can imagine that. My dad's now retired, and as soon as he came out of retirement, he had green fingers. He was in that garden every other day just to keep himself on top of it. I wonder, Natasha, if you can throw your mind back and think about over the past 10 years, if there's been a story that stands out to you when it comes to maybe somebody making the right choices of choosing to connect with the soil or choosing their physical well-being as opposed to, like you said, the other elements that are available. Are there any stories that have touched your heart?
So yes, there's one lady a few years ago, and she joined. She wasn't really going to join, but somebody invited her on the program because we had space for more people, and this church lady invited her to the program. And what this lady didn't know is that the lady was going through depression. Her friend was going through a depression state. And then when she joined up, and she thought firstly, okay, I'm just here because I'm just going to be here for my friend's sake. And then she actually started, when she started working with the soil, sowing her own seeds and seeing how the stuff grow, her mental state definitely changed. And then when she got back to me after the training, she said, Natasha, this program has changed my life because I was in a depression state and I didn't know what to do, how to go any further. I didn't have anything to eat. I have no work. I had no income, nothing, and she didn't know how she was going to survive. And then when she started the gardening, she was just enlightened to see how the vegetable grow and, you know, how to use that little space that she had available to help her family members and even a community. So that is something that really touched my heart and moved me, and I am really excited about how to take this program even further than that.
Absolutely, and I love that because you're partnering with Glycolemon at the moment, and there's so many good things that are going to come out of that. And I wonder if you're at home right now, I love a home beauty treatment, especially if you can use something that grows from the ground that I can grow in my house. How exactly does beauty incorporate into that for somebody sitting at home right now?
Yeah, so when you grow your own vegetables and your herbs, you can use, especially like rosemary, lavender, you can use this stuff to grow your hair. So I personally, when I use rosemary that I grow at home, and just from a small cutting, and I put it in my water that I wash my hair with, my hair starts just growing. So if there's somebody that's got like hair loss or the hair struggles to grow, they can definitely use rosemary to grow their hair. And also, like, you know, egg is one of the ingredients that Glycolemon uses in their brands that a lot of people love, you know, for hair growth. And aloe vera is also great for nourishing and also putting the shine back in your hair.
Yes, well, I'm looking at your hair going, yes, 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 yes. I want some of that, Natasha. Thank you so much for sharing your heart with us today, and we wish you all the best for the next 10 years that you're going to continue just making people's lives so much better, Natasha. Well, there you have it. If you want to experience the quality but also the tradition of Glycolemon, you got to listen out, because you you stand the chance to win a Glyco Lemon hair care hamper. Can you imagine? We would never leave you hanging, okay? Simply reply to the competition post on the Expresso social media pages and tell us this. What does hashtag back to your roots mean to you? And how are you celebrating your heritage as well? South Africa is a melting pot and there's so many different ways you can do exactly that. So don't forget to hashtag back your roots. The competition does close on the 27th of September and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Natasha, thank you again. Listen, girl, I'm going to get some tips from you when it comes to that hair because I definitely know that you know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Are you going to come back? Tell me that.
Definitely.
Yes, girl. I absolutely love that your skin
Great
too
stuff.
is looking so glowing.
Thank
And
you
I
very
think you
much.
said aloe vera, rosemary, and mint.
Yeah, mint
Egg
as well.
too. I'm
Yes.
going to add to my repertoire. Thank you so much.
Great stuff. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carissa. From Connecting with Nature, we are connecting with nature right here in the kitchen right now because we know it. Together with their farmers, Woolworths only chooses the best of the best at the height of the season for their Flavor Burst range. Now, these scrumptious fruits are nurtured in fertile soil, sun-ripened for that natural sweetness and picked at precisely the right moment. And we are here to dish up a delicious and beautiful table centerpiece using Flavor Burst blueberries. And when I say we, I mean Chef Clem.
We.
Not me, you.
We.
Listen, buddy, how's it?
Good. So good to see you.
Dude, can I just say, spring has sprung and it's amazing. I'm wearing it kind of a short sleeve. No need.
Kortbroek?
Nee, daarom nog
No,
nie kortbroekie.
later.
But I must say, how nice was it to have sunshine on spring
Wow.
day? It was amazing.
I was a different person. I was like, who's this guy with the sunshine? No, it was amazing.
I
was
look
like
different.
I was
I
like
feel
a Cape Town
different.
girl just standing there basking in the Cape Town sun. I got no business being in the sun dark enough. But I was just taking in all that vitamin D.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
And I thought I was excited for spring. But there we go, Chef Clem, clearly.
What gets me excited about it is the fact that that's the first indication that the seasons are changing, right?
Absolutely.
So what happens for me, my brain, I go, wait, the food's changing along
Right.
with it. And then I'm like, wait, put away the slow cooker, put away everything, the soup pots that we're done now.
Yeah, no more heavy, meaty
No.
stews. Now it's something light and
It's like-
and floral. Because
There
look
we
at
go.
this. We have some lavender here to decorate. And I want to show you because we're making this blueberry tart. Now, this is not a CGI or AI generated image of our final product. No, this is an actual edible tart because we're going to make just that. But not just with any blueberries.
No.
We
Flavor
are
Burst.
using the Flavor Burst range from Woolies, and I need you to tell me about it.
Okay.
What's the big difference? Because you and I were snacking a little bit earlier, and they really are amazing.
They're different.
Yeah.
They're very different. So you get blueberries, and then you get Flavor Burst blueberries. And these are like the Springboks
Yeah.
of blueberries. It's about
champions.
the champions. It's about the flavor. It's about the texture. It's even about the appearance. They just look like they're about to
man.
burst with like all that juicy flavor, right?
Yeah.
So it really is the pinnacle of blueberries, and they picked like at the prime moment.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm telling you, the flavor. I don't have to say, you know, the flavor is absolutely different.
It's so crisp. It's so juicy.
It's like someone
sweet.
cranked up the flavor just like by a million. So what I do is I put these in the freezer.
Yeah.
And they just become frozen little blueberry nuggets.
Amazing.
So when you chew
Amazing.
it, it's like a sorbet.
Oh, you
Instant
see.
instant sorbet. Pop it in the freezer. It's my favorite.
Listen,
okay.
I just want
cook,
to ask
though.
you, we have to cook, but quickly, just in terms of flavor, you talk about flavor a lot. When you eat the Flavor Burst blueberry specifically, when we talk about a flavor profile, how would you kind of describe it?
Okay, so for me, Flavor Burst specifically throughout the range at Woolies, which obviously exclusive
Yeah.
to Woolies, doesn't matter what you're talking about, whichever product is a Flavor Burst flavor. But like, let's talk about the strawberries and the blueberries, for instance. It's that perfect balance of sweetness and tanginess. And then right in the middle, because they get it just perfect, the actual flavor of strawberries or blueberries just explodes. And the way that it just takes over your mouth and it gets into your sinuses, it's amazing. That's Flavor Burst.
It just reminds you that summer is now here.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, well, it's maybe too early to say, but spring has sprung for sure, and that is why we're making this delicious Flavor Burst blueberry tart. Okay, dude, talk us through what are you
All
doing?
right. So, blueberries going into a bowl, a little bit of corn flour, and that's gonna help create the saucy bits, but
Okay.
also hold it together. So
Okay.
a little bit of lemon. We love lemon going in there. Lemon's
Okay.
gonna highlight the flavor of the blueberries.
Right there.
All right. But it's not gonna make it sour by
No,
any
no, no,
means.
no.
It's gonna just cut through all that beautiful flavor and then add a little bit of that liquid that we need to like give our corn flour a chance to hydrate.
Well, yeah, to activate it, I guess you can say that as well. Activate
Then
it.
a
Okay.
little bit of muscovado sugar. Muscovado sugar is amazing. It's got this caramel
Ooh, I love
flavor
that.
to it. It's not just sweetness, there's another level of flavor. It's so good. Okay, and you also smelled a bit of lemon that was like on my hand in the
on
bag.
your
It's
hand.
all gonna come together so beautifully. So, baking is a science. Measure everything, weigh it off. There we go, 75
You see,
75
when you're
grams.
professional like Clem,
75
I mean,
grams.
come on now.
But you also
exactly
can,
75.
you can get the recipe though. Where did I get the recipe?
On our website, expressoshow.com.
Okay.
All for you right there.
So,
Okay.
you want to make some pastry? Do you want to make some pastry?
Yeah, let's make some pastry. Why not?
But not me.
Me?
You.
Oh.
Okay, let's do
Okay.
this.
What do I
Pastry
do?
101 with you and Straydom. You've got
Machine.
a machine in front of you. This is the easiest way to make pastry for
Okay.
me. You could also triple, quadruple this recipe. It's so
What do
simple.
I do first?
Cold butter.
Oh.
Okay.
Look at me. Instinctively, I knew to go for the cold butter.
There we
All
go.
of this.
All of it. So people say use unsalted butter, so you can add a little bit of salt yourself. I just go salted butter because
Right.
I've never had a cake or a
So
tart.
this is salted butter.
Salted.
But we do have some salt here as
A
well.
little bit, I add extra. So the thing is, I've never had a tart or a cake and go, oh my goodness, it's salty. Never, never, never. So, okay, a little bit of salt. I didn't mean all this
It's
salt.
not all. Look at that. Look. I didn't do everything.
Now we're going to have it. It's joking. It's an experiment. There we go.
Oh my
No,
gosh,
it's
dude.
fine. I think it's going to be
I
amazing.
know it's
gonna be
fine.
so good. Okay, then what I need from you, Ewan, is some flour. So you got 2 cups of flour for me. I'm going to get cracking on your lemon zest. We're going to add some extra lemon flavor to the base. And again, that's just going to highlight the flavor of the whole entire dish.
2 cups, you say?
There we go. Let me just do this.
Thank you very much.
There we go. Okay, lemon zest in. 2 cups.
Okay.
There we go. Nice. Have you made pastry before?
Yeah, I guess so. Based on,
Oh, so you don't need me.
incredible way I'm doing this right now.
No, you are doing an amazing job.
Thank
Okay,
you.
cool. So,
Okay.
lid down. And now we get a pulse. Okay.
Okay.
Druk die knoppie.
Druk die knop, druk hom
I'll
vir my.
hold your water. Okay, I'll druk and then you... Okay, so what we're going to do, we're trying to cut
Yeah.
the butter and cut the flour through the butter. So
Okay.
before you pour, let's get that. We're looking for like a chunky breadcrumb
Yes, that crumbly effect.
or like a sandy breadcrumb. Is that it?
Yeah, that looks good.
That looks it.
And now we're going to start slowly.
And very important, this is cold
I can feel this
water.
is ice cold water, yes. Okay, go for it. Look at us. So what are we looking for?
Let's see, and stop. So now we're going to check, all right? So what we're looking for is our pastry that we can actually put in our hands and we can squeeze it and it comes to, hey, there we go. You see, it's starting to form
That's
that
what
dough.
you want, right?
That's what you want. So
Okay.
once you get this, you tip it out onto your work surface. You're going to roll it out and you're going to line your baking tart. This is called blind baking. You're going to line your baking
Yes.
tart, prick it with a fork, and then we put some...
So to weigh it down,
there we go.
yeah, like a rice or beans or something
dry
like that.
beans, not out of the can.
Yeah.
Dry beans.
Listen, bud, we need to get going with this recipe,
course,
so
man.
just quickly talk
Okay,
us through
okay,
up
cool.
until getting.
So what happens is now, we're gonna mix the sugar with the corn flour and the blueberries. This goes into the oven. It's gonna bake. It's gonna come out looking beautiful like that. Add more blueberries. Okay, beautiful like that.
You've got to make sure it's full, yes.
Top it with some ice cream. You're winning at life.
Done.
You're winning at life.
Done. And just quickly, how long again in the oven?
As long as the recipe tells you to do it, I'm gonna guess it says 35 minutes.
All right, expressoshow.com. That's all you need to know. Everything is right there, but I think this is such a great idea. Going into summer, going into the warmer days, a beautiful tart like this, topped with some ice cream, flavor burst blueberries. Check out the flavor burst range at Woolies because they really are fantastic. And like I've said, this recipe is there for you on our website, expressoshow.com. We'll always use regenerative farming methods to produce food sustainably for future generations to enjoy. So make sure that you shop their flavor burst range in store, online, or on the app. Meneer, that looks amazing. It really looks amazing. Thank you very much for spoiling us. Go and make this. Go and try this yourself. We're going to take a very quick break, and then we'll see you for a whole lot more on the other side.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Time to get serious about ceramides.
You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show here on S3, and we're having such a good time with you, Expresso family. But you know we always love to put you on, right? And this is the thing. Nobody deserves dry skin. Nobody deserves skin that's cracking or not looking good. No, 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 no. Hydration, revitalization, that is the key. And that is why we need to get serious about our skin. And it is, of course, with CeraVe, my lovely. And this morning, we're getting to chat to our CeraVe family, all in the name of that. And here's a couple of things that you might not have known about them, right? It is the fact that when we talk about CeraVe, with skin identical ceramides, with the match that natural structure of your skin and revolutionary MVE technology, you get long-lasting hydration, which is exactly what we want and how we need to go into the rest of spring, okay, and leading up to summer even. So this morning, we've got Dr. Zena Malinga, who is here to let us in on what it is, how we can get serious, as well as, of course, get a little bit of CeraVe on this delicious skin. Everyone, let's give her a feel-good welcome, please. Dr. Zena Malinga, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Zanele.
Morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. My beautiful Abby, what is the campaign about and what is your involvement in it?
All right, so the Get Serious About Ceramides campaign really is about education about the role of ceramides in dry skin. So ceramides are oils that we find in our skin.
Okay.
And CeraVe has skin identical oils that integrate perfectly into our skin to help maintain and balance and restore our skin barrier.
Beautiful. And I do know that I've heard a lot of people say to me, where they're like, Zanele, you're going to kill your skin barrier or you're hurting your skin barrier. But I don't know what they mean, Dr. Malinga. Can you please enlighten me? What is a skin barrier? And, you know, how exactly can we hurt it sometimes?
So the skin barrier is the outermost layer of our skin. In dermatology, we call it the stratum corneum. Fancy term.
Hey, girl, you have your degree, huh? Yes.
So what it really does is that it forms a shield between our bodies and the environment. It keeps moisture and hydration in, and it keeps harmful elements out.
Okay.
So there are a number of things that can damage our skin barrier.
Okay.
Firstly, having dry skin and certain skin conditions. So eczema or atopic dermatitis, as we call it, there's an impairment in the skin barrier in that condition. And then there are things that we do to our skin that can impair our skin barrier. So when we use harsh products on our skins, when we over-exfoliate, we can actually impair our skin barrier.
Sure.
And then certain exposures and environmental factors can impair the skin barrier as well. So very harsh weather, extreme temperatures, and other chemicals that we might come into contact with.
Sure. And can I please tell you, I actually never thought about the external part. I always thought about what am I putting on my skin barrier, on my skin? But now that you say the external part, so maybe it's not always my fault.
Absolutely.
Hectic. But Dr. Malinga, let's get to this, because I feel like you did mention in terms of these beautiful things that come into play, which we call ceramides, right? When we talk about, you know, kind of the skin identical ceramides, what is the difference between just normal ceramides and skin identical ceramides?
So as I've mentioned, skin identical ceramides are identical to the naturally occurring ceramides that we have in our skin. So CeraVe products contain ceramides 1, 3, and 6.
Okay.
And they integrate into our skin barrier. They restore our skin barrier. They help to lock in moisture, and they keep it healthy.
Oh, wow.
So our skin barrier is able to actually perform its function optimally with the help of the ceramides.
That sounds like hectic technology. Like the fact that it's coming onto my skin and repairing what's happening here.
Absolutely. So in conjunction with the ceramides, there's also this unique MVE technology, which is a microvesicular emulsion. And that actually releases the moisturizing ingredients slowly over time throughout the day. So you have this continuous and sustained moisturization of the skin, as opposed to just having an instant burst of moisturization on application.
Wow, I like that because my skin is drier than the Kalahari Desert. It's bad. So I like these things that you're telling me, Dr. Malinga. But then speak to me about this, because, you know, all the time we always kind of sit and we're like, what can I use that's going to be optimal for my skin in terms of my skincare routine? So what would you sort of, you know, say would be the ultimate skincare routine for anyone really, and how does it differ for different people?
All right, so I must stress, the simpler your skin routine, the better for your skin.
Really?
So you really want to cleanse, moisturize, and protect your skin from the sun. Those are the pillars. Of course, if you do have a skin condition, you might want to add a treatment step depending on what it is that we're treating.
Yes.
So cleansing really is using a gentle cleanser depending on your skin type. Can be foaming or a cream cleanser depending on whether your skin is dry or oily. Then in terms of moisturizing the skin, you want to incorporate a moisturizer that contains skin identical ceramides to keep your skin barrier maintained and protected.
Like CeraVe.
Like CeraVe.
Yes.
And then you also want to protect your skin from the sun. So using an SPF using a sunscreen with an SPF of at least 50 to protect your skin from the sun. And you want to do this across seasons, right? The changes that you would make seasonally really would depend on whether it's winter, you might find that your skin is a little bit drier. So you need a more emollient or a richer moisturizer. And in summer, you could change maybe to a cream or a lotion that's a bit lighter on the skin.
Thank you for being our Minister of Skin this morning, my lovely lady. We appreciate you, Dr. Malinga. Thank you for helping us get serious about our skin.
Thank you so much for having me,
Of
Zanele.
course,
I appreciate it.
thank you. And you look so stunning. I love this blue thing that we have going on over here. Honey, we are getting serious indeed. It is CeraVe letting you know that, in fact, you do not need to have dry skin. No, no, no. There's a beautiful way to take care of your skin. And more than anything else, it's the biggest organ on our bodies. We need to make sure that we're serious about it. And this is why, my friend, for more information in terms of how exactly you can do that, you can head on over to africa.cerave.com. And just like that, it's hydration done right in the best way possible. Getting serious with CeraVe.
Time to get serious about ceramides.
Thank you so much, Zanele. I got to look after our skins.
It's a
because as the
priority.
seasons change, your skin changes as well. So you've got to make sure to take the top priority and top care of it. Right, we're going to take a very quick break. We're talking US Open action and a couple of shocking exits and fashion on the courts. What's been happening? We've got Ricky Solomon and Nazli Abrams with us in the studio today to run us through their takes on the courts in terms of the US Open. Yeah, in terms of who are we going to see in the finals? That's the big question right now with all the big names.
Wow. I didn't know how much drama went around in the tennis world, but I might just stick around to find out more. And I think you should too, because we're also heading back into the kitchen. We're making a prawn and avocado salad. That's right up my alley. It's fresh, it's delicious, perfect for spring and September as we warm up across Mzansi at large. So stick around to find out exactly how to make it.
Be a handy hero this spring and stand the chance of winning 10,000 Rand cash from Plascon. To enter, tell us what Plascon product you purchased this spring and include hashtag PlasconSA. Enter by replying to Expresso's competition post on Facebook, X or Instagram, or WhatsApp your entry to 084 368 1603. Remember to keep your proof of purchase. Competition closes 27th of September at midday. T's and C's apply and can be found on expressoshow.com.
my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show on your Tuesday morning, and welcome if you've just joined us. Now, we're talking some sport at this stage, more specifically tennis. The US Open has been rather full of surprises as top seeds like Coco Gauff, Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz made early exits. However, American hopes are still alive with Frances Tiafoe and Taylor Fritz advancing to the quarterfinals, while Naomi Osaka turned heads with her rather unique fashion choices, and we are here for it. It looks awesome. Now, this morning, tennis coach Ricky Solomon and superfan Nazli Abrams joins us to chat about what's been unfolding in New York. Ricky, Naz, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, man.
Let's talk about, because this is an interesting US Open.
Yes.
It really is, because now you have these big names that we expect to see at the end who's not there anymore. Let's talk about the exit of Coco Gauff, Novak Djokovic, Carlos Alcaraz. I mean, how do you foresee the tournament playing out with them not being there now?
Look, we were here not so long ago, and we spoke about Coco Gauff being one of the favourites to go through. So seeing her get knocked out, we are both very shocked. And then the other exit was Alcaraz. We were both like, we tipped him for a favourite. We also quite shocked that he's out. I wish I came the day, I wish I saw the first round, and then we came for interviews, because after seeing the first round of matches take place, I honestly thought there's something off about Alcaraz. But anyway, so now it opens up the draw. It opens up the draw big time. We both spoke about the fact that because Alcaraz is out, it gives a chance to, because Novak's out, it gives a chance to Frances Tiafoe to make a run through. And because Novak is out, it actually gives a chance to Alex de Minaur to make a run through. So we think it's going to be Alex de Minaur in the semis versus Sinner. And we think it's going to be between Tiafoe and Alexander Zverev in the other semis. And then the Coco Gauff one, man, she just fell apart, eh?
Yeah,
So
it's interesting how it goes, because you have this top athlete, but it might have not been a day, or, you know, we don't know. But I mean, now that hopes of an American champion has been ignited, you mentioned there Frances Tiafoe, Taylor Fritz now as well. Is there any, do you guys foresee a win, an American champion at the US Open this year? No, Nazli, tell me why.
No, so Taylor Fritz comes up against Zverev, who is my pick as a dark horse, right? He's been doing so well this season, but very under the radar. And under the radar, this US Open too. So I think he's coming up against the number 4 in the world. It's going to be a tough ask for him. Tiafoe might have a shot against Grigor Dimitrov, but also in form this season. So it's going to be a short-lived hope for the two of them, I think. That's my opinion. I think Zverev will definitely tip.
Yeah.
You think it'll tip
I
the
think it'll
scales there?
stop his Look for Taylor Fritz then has one of the hardest runs, because you'll first have to beat Alexander Zverev, then you'll need to beat Dimitrov or Tiafoe, then you'll probably have to play Sinner in the final. So I think it's just it's going to be
a big ask.
Yeah, well, let's see how it unfolds. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. I want to just change pace a little bit and talk about fashion. We're going to talk about Naomi Osaka and what she did, because she said, you know what, I'm not going to pitch up there boring in the normal little fashion outfit. She's collaborating with the designer, and she got 2 outfits that actually turned some heads on the tennis courts. What do you guys make of this? You know, her entering in that kind of fashion.
So I'll answer. The outfit was an ode to a heritage. So that big bow was a Japanese heritage. Yes, but in my humble opinion, for as long as I've been watching tennis, the minute there's talk about an outfit rather than the game, that's how it plays out. The outfit wins. Maria Sharapova was a big fashion statement lady. She played in a tuxedo type dress out in the second round. Serena Williams had a bodysuit, didn't make it past the 4th round, and that time she was the dominant player. So I'm like, just focus on the tennis.
So you say, I mean, I'm all for the fashion, you know, but like you rightly said, I mean, if it starts impacting the way they play or the game itself, then obviously
it does. I think the players today have so much to contend with in terms of media and social media. It's not like it was in the past. So it becomes really larger than life, the statement that you're making. And it gets into your head. And tennis is an intense game. You're either in it or you serve up 60 and for eaters like Coco Gauff did.
But on the other hand, I mean, these guys are
fun, though.
global athletes. You
Yeah.
know, they are under the spotlight all the
All the
time. You know,
time.
so I can understand. You know, so I think it's a great thing. I loved it. You know, seeing also in the past, the kind of that you mentioned all the different fashion choices.
Yeah.
It just should not get in the way
Yeah.
of the actual
Correct,
game playing.
yes.
All right, so let's talk now. Both men's and women's draws. What do you guys expect? Because the US Open is drawing to the close, quarterfinals now. What's the predictions here for you guys?
So I mean, the prediction is kind of still the same.
Same, yeah.
Swiatek for the ladies champion and Sinner for the men's champion.
Yeah.
However, Sabalenka still in the draw, coming up against. We think it's going to be a Sabalenka-Swiatek final.
Final.
But please don't take our word as God, because anything can happen. At the US Open, there tends to be these type of upsets because the courts are fast.
The last major
it's the last major of the year. People are struggling with injuries and stuff.
Mm.
So the US Open does tend to have upsets.
Give us this nice little
So
surprises.
so I think for us it's still the same. It's still between Sinner and Alexander Zverev, and it's still going to be between Swiatek and Sabalenka.
If there is a dark horse for me in the ladies, there's a woman called Muchova, Karolina Muchova. She just took out Paulini.
Yes.
And she's got such variation in her game that, she could throw a spanner in the
Muchova's been
works.
injured for a while, so she
Yeah.
hasn't been on the scene much, but she's back now. She's
She's
always
found her
been
rhythm,
strong,
she's
so
found her form,
that is
she's
true.
been a top
Muchova
20
could.
player.
Yeah.
She's going to the quarterfinals, and from there,
Yeah, look, if anything up until this point, you know, with the US Open, we've seen we couldn't predict certain things that happened to the people that exited as well. So I guess it's anyone's guess at this stage. I mean, yes, there's those favourites, and from a professional point of view, you kind of look at these, but the courts are fast, like you said. It is injuries, a lot of these guys. So let's see what happens, and of course, we'll keep you updated with all the US Open action. Ricky, Nazli, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having
Really
us.
appreciate it.
We're going to spice up your life this morning. If you're a 90s kid, this one is for you. No, in fact, if you're any kid and adult, this one is definitely for you. Because when it comes to your salad routine, you want something a little bit different. And this is a dish that's both light, but also it's satisfying. And in today's recipe, it features succulent prawns as well as creamy avocado, all brought together with a tangy, fruity dressing. Now, it's a delightful twist on a classic that is definitely sure to impress anybody this spring, from your guests or even yourself. And I have to bring in Ewan to help me along with this dish. Yes, it's easy. Yes, it's simple. But I feel like sharing is so...
What are we doing?
I thought we were dancing.
Oh,
Sharing is so
I
great.
was-
We were spicing up our lives. That's what we were doing.
I just came skipping because
did.
of spring and happiness and
Okay,
sunshine,
that's
and then
cute. I like it.
Carissa decided, let's dance.
Why not? It's a Tuesday morning. We can get fancy with it. All right. Ewan, do you like prawns?
Yeah, I love prawns.
Do you like avocado?
I love avocado.
Perfect salad for you. Okay, you're gonna do prawn duty. So I'm gonna switch the stove on for you. It's gonna go super quick, and then we're gonna mix this together. So we've got olive oil, some seasoning, some salt and pepper, and not only that, we're gonna grate in some garlic, and then we've got fish spice,
All
just
right.
to make sure that we bring out some extra flavor with the prawns.
Okay,
'Cause
talk to me. What do I
we know
do?
prawns. We can start with olive oil. Prawns take on the flavor that surrounds it. So we go in with
That's
some
it.
flavor.
Righto.
Delicious. And not only that, we got to bring in our clover, because that's going to add something extra. Now, this one is the 6 fruits, right? The 6 fruits and fiber. So in this bottle, you have the delicious fruit and then also
And
the
you get
benefits
the
of
little
fiber.
benefits of fiber with
Isn't
it.
that great?
Okay.
So we're going to add it to our dressing as
I've got
well
some salt
as...
and pepper there.
Yes, please.
How much of this do I put in there?
You can literally just a dash.
Just a dash.
Yeah, just a little... Oh, I love it.
Like that? Okay.
There you go.
I
That's
feel-
the
I feel
perfect
happy now.
amount.
And what
as
do we
well
have here?
as
Some
garlic.
garlic?
You're going to have to grate
Do I grate this in there?
Rasper die garlic.
Rasper die knoffel.
Oh, knoffel.
Knoffel.
Why knoffel?
Ek weet nie, dis hoe hulle dit sê, dis knoffel.
Knoffel, rasper die knoffel. Right. Well, you do that and add your fish spice. Get it in the pan. It's got to be hot. We're going to go in there 1-2 minutes because, you know, you don't want to overcook prawns either.
No.
And they're going to turn out rubbery if you do. And then I'll handle the dressing. And it really is that simple. We're going to continue with our clover. And what's great about these two is that they've got vitamins inside the bottle. Vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D. It's all there for you. Some olive oil to pair with it.
So
and
some-
salt and pepper.
Okay. And this is some fish spice.
Yes.
All of it?
All of it.
Okay.
You're so
I'm
good at
following
this.
your directions.
Mix it together.
Ooh. Ooh, this smells
Doesn't it?
lovely. It's zesty. It's beautiful. It's fresh.
And that's the thing. When it comes to spring, you definitely want fresh. You want something that doesn't feel too heavy on the body. This is a great lunch and even special dinner option. If you have some wonderful guests coming over, you can impress them very easily.
Okay.
Okay, you chuck those in the pan. It's nice and hot for you. And I'm going to
Righto.
continue with the sauce.
This is very hot. Let's turn this down a little bit. And this is also quick, eh? Prawns is very quick.
Yeah. You good?
I'm good. I'm getting there.
All right, I'm going to start with the dressing. We need half a cup of your clover, 6 fruits and fiber. We're going to go in with some olive oil.
Oh, that smells lovely.
Yeah, if you could smell what we're smelling in the kitchen. Okay, and then we're going to mix that together. Wonderful. How often would you say that you have salad?
I do incorporate quite a bit of green in my diet. So I would at least 3, 4, 5 times a week.
Nice.
Some greens, either whether it's broccoli or beans or tender stem or
a nice little
salad
fresh
like
salad.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you're doing well, Ewan. I feel like in winter it's harder to incorporate things like fresh food, salads and stuff.
Yes.
Because you want something hearty, but now that we're getting into the warmer season, this is definitely going to be on high rotation on my side.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, this
And look
dressing
at these
looks incredible.
shrimpies changing color already. So you know when it's ready, when it kind of brings about that pink.
Yeah, I was
pink
wondering,
colour.
because they were kind of pinkish already, but now I can see the difference.
It's a different pink. It's more like an orangey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to cut up the avocado salang while you're busy cooking up the prawns.
All right, well, this is almost done.
How do you like your avocado? Do you like it cubed, sliced?
I like it avo.
You like it avo?
I like it avo.
I think I can do that for you, Ewan.
Can you?
I think I can avo this avo for you. I learned some things because I literally eat avocado every single day. Okay.
Oh,
Slice
this
it up
smells
like that.
delicious. Mensa.
I'm going to push it out like that. Ooh, that looks amazing. That looks so professional.
Oh, man, if there's one thing that gets me excited for the summer months ahead, it is making light, fresh, zesty dishes like this one. I mean, look at these prawns. They look amazing. That garlic, that fish spice that came with it as well.
And who would have thought to add juice to your cooking as well, right? I think
So I'm
that's
sure,
really
I mean,
cool.
obviously we mix it now, but it would be nice to kind of marinate it just for a while in the fridge as well, just beforehand.
Yes. And with the different flavors of clover, you could marinate all meats. I
Yeah.
know that we've done
Okay, I think
some
we are
pork
done here, eh?
before. You're done?
I think we are done here.
Perfect. I'm going to
Let's just check
continue
it
this
out.
side. I'm going to throw our dressing over the leaves, actually. That's how I prefer it. And then mix that in.
And then I've got this beautiful dressing here from the oils of the thing
Wow,
as
that's
well
going to
with
add
that
some
spice,
extra flavor.
which can add some extra flavor as well.
Okay, so we mix that in. You know, a lot of people think they don't like salads, but that's because they're not dressing their salads properly. You should not be eating dry salads, okay?
No.
Make sure that it's glossy. Every little leaf has some flavor. We're going to add a bit of crunch with the onion.
Ooh.
I think we should use your prawns.
I
We
think
had
so too.
ready-made prawns, but let's go in with
So
that.
here we have, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop them over like this.
Yes, with the sauce.
With the sauce
Oh my
and
gosh.
everything. I mean,
that
come
smells
on.
insane.
So
Okay, but plate it nicely for me.
I will.
Thank you.
Eventually.
Let me move it around. Add the avocado. I
Look
made this
at
one
you.
specially for you, and
Thank you.
there you have it, a prawn avocado salad, looking a little bit different to its counterpart, but you know what? That is our
Yeah.
Cayuan salad.
What? A what?
It's Ewan
Oh,
and Carissa.
Carissa
Caillou.
Ewan. We must come up with a better one.
No,
Ca-
sorry, I tried my live TV. What you gonna do? All right, so that is absolutely delicious. We're gonna probably enjoy this off camera and keep some for the crew. But make sure that you head to expressoshow.com and try this for yourself. Spring summer is here, baby, and make sure that you do exactly what we did.
Yeah, Urissa.
Urissa in the building.
Just got it.
I absolutely love it.
To enjoy every drop of goodness from the freshest fruit full of vitamins. Crush it real good. Clover Crush, your daily goodness. Also in delicious new nectar.
I know, I definitely want some Urissa. Guys, can you keep some for me as well, please? It looks delicious. Oh my goodness. Oh, Expresso family, I absolutely love it when we get to have fun with you. But then we also need to have the things that matter, which I call important conversations. And this is why coming up, we're going to be getting financially savvy with the lovely Tumi Morake and APSA. Dr. Rian, he is here, and we are doing it together. Dr. Rian Evelman, that is. And also on the way, we are going to be getting into what I absolutely love, which is us and having conversations around relationships. The boyfriend list, what is it? Where does it go? Who knows it? Who doesn't? Well, we're going to be finding out together. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back on the other side of this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3. It is a fabulous Tuesday, and we have a whole hour left in your company. Let's kick off the last round of news headlines, sports, and we'll also take a final look at your traffic and weather. Carissa standing by.
Thank you so much, Ewan. Yes, it's just gone 8 o'clock. Let's have a look with your last bit of news for today. Starting out with national news, where the Reserve Bank President, Leseja Kganyago, has warned that withdrawing funds from the new two-part pension system could increase inflationary pressures. If withdrawals are spent on ordinary items, inflation may rise. However, if used to pay off debts, there should be no inflation impact. Kganyago noted that high debt levels are currently causing inflationary pressure for many. The two-part system allowing pension fund withdrawals started yesterday. Meanwhile, SARS Commissioner Edward Kisvetter confirmed that the SARS system is prepared to handle the tax deductions. Sticking with South African news, our President Cyril Ramaphosa informed China's Xi Jinping yesterday of his intention to reduce South Africa's trade deficit with China. Now, this announcement precedes Xi's call for a summit of 50 African nations to boost their purchase of Chinese goods. Although China is South Africa's largest trading partner, the country's imports from China have significantly surpassed its exports. Meanwhile, Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, Dean McPherson, reported meeting Chinese investors interested in South African infrastructure projects, describing the visit so far as very successful. Moving on to international news, hospital staff face drug shortages and overcrowding in a makeshift Mpox isolation ward in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, where scores of feverish patients lie on temporary mattresses. Congo declared the epicenter of an Mpox outbreak by the WHO last month is grappling with severe challenges. Now, vaccines are expected soon, and President Felix Tshisekedi has approved an initial $10 million US dollar to combat the outbreak. Kavuma Hospital, which has treated 900 patients over the past 3 months alone, underscores the urgent need for additional support. In the UK, an announcement has been made of the suspension of some export licenses for military equipment to Israel, with Foreign Secretary David Lammy citing a clear risk of violations of international humanitarian law. Around 30 of 350 licenses are affected. Now, Lammy explained that while the UK is not imposing an arms embargo or prejudging any international court rulings, it has a legal duty to review export licenses. This comes amid ongoing protests in Israel, urging the government to secure a hostage release deal with Hamas. And we close off your 8 o'clock news with this story, where Spain's quirky La Tomato Festival in Buñol is a celebration like no other. Since 1945, the small Valencian village has hosted the world's biggest food fight, withdrawing 22,000 tourists last week alone. For one joyous hours, participants hurried over 150,000 kilos of specially prepared tomatoes at each other, turning the streets into a sea of red. Now, people swam in tomato sauce, playfully pelted friends, and even created tomato angels on the ground. While the festival might seem wasteful, officials assured that the tomatoes used are perfect for the fun but unsuitable for eating. La Tomatina is truly a unique and unforgettable tradition, bringing smiles and joy to everyone involved, even if it's only for 1 hour. That's how we close up your news for this Tuesday morning. Let's have a final look at your sports. Here's Ewan with the latest.
Thanks, Cara. What a delicious mess, but lovely story nonetheless. Let's quickly take a last look at what's happening in your sport and your major sports stories. In cricket news, first and foremost, the much-anticipated SA20 Season 3 is set to ignite the South African summer, delivering top-tier cricket and entertainment from 9 January 2025, with the final scheduled for the 8th of February at Wanderers Stadium. Now, reigning champions Sunrisers Eastern Cape will launch their title defence against My Cape Town at St George's Park in the opener, featuring a thrilling clash between Aidan Macram and Ben Stokes. And the action continues as last season's runners-up Durban's Supergiants face Pretoria Capitals at Kingsmead on the 10th of January. In rugby news this morning, the South African Rugby Union has formally apologised to the New Zealand Rugby Football Union after the conclusion of the haka was disrupted during the Rugby Championship match between the Springboks and the All Blacks at Ellis Park. Now, music, fireworks and an A380 flyover interrupted the iconic moment due to a timekeeping error. Now, SA Rugby CEO Rian Oberholzer expressed deep regret, emphasising that the mistake was unintentional and reaffirmed the union's respect for rugby traditions. And in tennis news, China's Zhang Qinwen advanced to the US Open quarterfinals for the second time, defeating Donna Vekic in a late-night match. 7th seed Zheng won 7-6, 7-2, 4-6, 6-2, replicating her victory over Vekic in the Paris Olympics. Now, Zheng, the second Chinese woman to reach 2 US Open quarterfinals after Li Na, will face world number 2 Aryna Sabalenka next, who previously beat her in the 2023 quarterfinals and the Australian Open final. And we'll end off with some mountain biking news. Alan Hatherley claimed the cross-country Olympic race title at the World Championships in Andorra, finishing in 1 hour, 9 minutes and 51 seconds. Now, Hatherley, an Olympic bronze medalist, beat France's Victor Koretsky by 22 seconds, with Thomas Pidcock taking third. Now, Hatherley also took third in the cross-country short track event on Friday. And a big congratulations to him as well. That's where we leave your sport headlines for your Tuesday morning. Let's quickly take a last look at your traffic and weather with Zanele.
Thank you so much, Ewan, for that sports update. Let's have a look at what's happening on your roads. And we're out in Gauteng in Centurion, where there's been a multi-vehicle on the R21 southbound at Flying Saucer Interchange. Now, the shoulder lane is closed, so please do drive carefully on this Tuesday morning. And out in the mother city in Bellville, there is heavy congestion along the N1 inbound at Yiptiyaga. Now, delays are expected, so do allow for added travel time while you plan out your mornings. And do, of course, make sure to accommodate all of that. It's just gone 6 minutes after 8, and we're hoping the roads will clear up soon. For now, though, let's see if the weather will be as good. The South African Weather Service has issued a single warning for today, highlighting the risk of extremely high fire danger in central and northern parts of the Northern Cape province, as well as the northeastern regions of the Western Cape and the western half of the Eastern Cape. Now, these areas should exercise caution due to the elevated risk. Now, meanwhile, the rest of the country is enjoying warm and pleasant conditions, making for perfect spring weather. We definitely had one of those days yesterday in the mother city, and we've got to check out the sunrise view of this hour, not from the mother city, but from East London, not too far away. This one was sent from Gary. Knew that this would cheer all of us up, and for sure, we definitely are feeling the Tuesday morning vibes. Gary, thank you for spending your morning with us. And you can continue doing so too by sharing your view with us on 063-408-8863. We would love to wake up with you, so make sure that you get in the line of showing us your morning views going forward. For now, let's look at your temperatures for what you can expect for today. It's your feel-good breakfast show. Yes, baby, we're all about feeling good. And this morning, we get to do so by celebrating yet another incredible woman. I did tell you, Mos, that we don't just do in August here on Expresso. We do 24/7, 367. Thank you very much. And today, we, in fact, are getting to celebrate an incredible woman. She is an actress. She's a TV presenter, an iconic one at that. And more than anything else, my friend, she is the queen behind Kayise After Dark. And she is back with season 2. And this is why we get to celebrate her, because yes, we get to see some more of her and her guests and a whole lot more. Everybody, please, let's welcome Kayise Ngula.
Drum roll.
How are you, gorgeous?
I'm fantastic, gorgeous queen. How are you?
I'm amazing. All the better for having a powerhouse on our couch.
Oh, thank you.
My girl,
Thank
I
you,
need
Sisi.
to ask you, because, of course, you're somebody who has shown South Africa this gift that you have. And thank you for sharing it with us. But where did it all begin for you? When did you decide, you know what, I want to be a TV presenter?
I don't think there was ever a time I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I didn't have to decide.
Yeah.
It was just naturally who I was, actually.
Yes.
So I think as early as 3, 4, 5 years old, I knew that I wanted to be on television. I actually thought I was going to be a vocalist first, because music is actually my first love. But you would know as a creative, you actually discover yourself more, and you realize, actually, I can also do this TV presenting thing. Then I can do this acting thing.
Yes,
And I can just, so
girl.
you find out, I'm actually like a bit of a triple thread,
Yeah.
And I just began to hone those skills and those talents. But most people would probably remember me from the time that I was chosen from a presenter search. Called Our Perfect Host from the other channel that I can't mention here. But it was for that reality show that, I think was the catalyst of the trajectory of my life and my career.
I love that. And tell me, just in terms of you, because, of course, this SABC is the one that matters, yabo. And SABC 1 is where you also had your breakout character.
Absolutely.
And this is where it all happened. I want to ask you, how did that opportunity come about?
Audition. It's really the only way. I mean, I got myself an agent soon after varsity, started going for auditions and started getting the small minor roles. But I think that show, Mina Nawe on SABC1 was also just quite the biggest break, you know, in terms of my acting career. And I was acting alongside people who I admired, people I had been watching for a very long time.
Yes.
And it gave me a great opportunity to also just grow, you know, understand how things work on set. It was my real big one. So it was very nerve-wracking, but also quite, I don't know, flattering in a way. Because I was like, okay, I finally made it. Let's do it.
I'm the girl. I love it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate moments like that because it allows you to keep going, right?
Absolutely, because you kind of validate yourself. You're like, okay, then what's the next? You know, once you reach one level, you're like, okay, what's the next? Let's keep doing this thing. And I'm so grateful and honored and privileged to still be standing here today.
100%, my babe. And in 2020, you decided that the next for you was going to be After Dark with Kayise.
Yes.
And I absolutely love it because all of us are so excited. I've been seeing on social media the pictures, the content has been amazing. I want to know, just in terms of this specific baby, how did that come about? You know, what made you be like, I want to do this?
Okay, so the dream was always, like I said, to be talent and showcase my talent. But I've always wanted to own a production company. Yeah, I've always wanted to own a production company, and somewhat, I don't know, humbly say I wanted to be a media mogul in my own right. But I was willing to take the time and learn, and I still am learning very much. I'm not yet made, but I think the catalyst or that thing that made me decide to be brave enough to decide was when I lost my husband, you know, and it was COVID, you know, and we were all looking for a way to make content, a way to express ourselves. And I was also sitting at home trying to understand what my grieving process was, you know, and how do I tell the story. And out of that, you know, that search within myself, and I think with my team at the time, we didn't know how to really express my story or give, you know, anybody else the narrative. I think it was best that I told my story the best way that I could. And so After Dark with Kayise was a little production, you know, born out of that, you know, that need to share, but also the passion to produce. And yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, we produced it 4 years ago, the first season, and it's been some time because I had to still go do some more inner work. Because it's a transformative platform about, you know, healing and personal development, and these are things that I've personally had to undergo, you know, and overcome, actually. So yeah, it was born out of that, and now we're back with season 2. It's looking so much better. Production quality is amazing. I'm so proud of it. And we've also expanded the show to really just be an extension of some of the things that I love, an extension of Kayise. I think people didn't get a chance to really know me. They saw this girl, mainstream TV, you know, growing up, having a family, getting married, having kids, and then boom, you know, quiet. And I think there's so much more to me, you know, and I'm ready to let people know into that side of me. I love fashion. I love being a mom, you know, my journey with raising my son who has special needs, you know, beauty, things that define Kayise outside of what happened to me. I think that's what the season is about. But also it's about the guests that we're going to have on the show. We want to have those beautiful, authentic conversations, you know, that are all going to help all of us grow and become the best versions of ourselves.
Beautiful. And Kayise, thank you for sharing that healing journey with others.
Thank you.
Because I feel like you've healed so many others just in you doing that. And it really is so beautiful just to see you just continue to step into your light, you know, as you continue to heal.
After the dark.
Yes, exactly.
Only light can illuminate.
And of course, I know that there's so much that's going to be coming from this, as you've just told us. But did you expect the success of it?
To be quite honest, I didn't.
Ooh,
I really didn't. But I think it actually affirmed to me that there is still a deep place and, you know, a need for deep human connections and conversations. We're sitting at 2.4 million views now.
Come on!
I'm just saying.
I love that.
I'm just saying. And I think we're going to grow more.
Love it.
We've been approached for licensing deals before.
Girl.
Yeah, so I didn't expect it, but I think it just affirms that when you adjust yourself and you rest in that place of knowing your story, where you come from, and how you want to tell that story in the most beautiful and authentic way you can, man, the elevation comes without a doubt.
Come on! After Dark with Kayise, I'm obsessed, and we can catch it on YouTube, of course, right?
YouTube and all podcast platforms.
Beautiful! Yeah. Congratulations again, my gorgeous.
Thank you,
I'm so proud of you. You're so amazing, and I love you, okay?
I love you too.
Her name is Kayise, an absolute force, my friend. She speaks to authenticity. fantasy. She speaks about healing, and she's also somebody who genuinely and truly, like I said, continues to walk in her light, and in doing so, allowing others to do exactly that. And that's why it's so lovely to watch her journey. And you can watch After Dark with Kayise on YouTube, as well as on all of the podcast platforms. It is so lovely to do this, where I said, we don't just celebrate women in August. All throughout the year, that is where we are. My Cape Town family, how you doing that side?
Zanele, we are so inspired, man. Like you said, it's not just for Women's Month, but 365 days a year. And what an inspirational woman that was. I'm definitely going to check out her YouTube channel.
Love that chat as well. Very, very cool. We got lots more heading your way on your Feel Good Breakfast Show after the break. We are talking about how to become financially savvy with the one and only Tumi Morake and Absa. We'll see what they have up their sleeves to help us out a bit this morning.
Oh, yes, Tumi. Not only that, we definitely are going to be talking about relationships, because it is Relationship Tuesday, and we've got a very interesting one for you, all about the boyfriend's list. If you're wondering what that could be, well, you'll have to stick around on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, because we'll see you after this.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
There are stories of strivers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. Absa.
You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and honey, we're about to feel good with Absa. It is always so lovely for us to get into these conversations about money and being financially savvy. But one thing about Absa, they are so intentional when it comes to it. And this is why we are so excited about the launch of their new series, I Grew It. And this morning, we get to get into some different questions, such as, what is good debt? What is bad debt? What does it mean for me to actually 100% be financially savvy? And more than anything else, we get to hear from two people who are very different, but are on the very same journey in terms of wanting South Africa to learn in terms of financial literacy. So this is why we are welcoming from Absa. It is none other than Dr. Rian Evelman, who is, of course, the head of financial literacy, education and enablement at Absa. And then, of course, Tumi Morake, actress and TV presenter, who is here to let us know how it is that we are going to be not just educated, but entertained when it comes to I Grew It. Everyone, let's give them a feel-good welcome, please. Hello, you two. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you. Guys, I'm so excited for us to have this conversation because I feel like finances, it can be a very tricky thing for a lot of people. But I love that you guys are simplifying it and you're giving it to us as the people and allowing us to take it in. So I want to start from the very beginning because I'm just like, I grew it. Finance 101. What does that mean exactly? Let's start with you, Dr. Emman.
So Nelly, good morning.
Good
yes.
morning.
I Grew It is a financial
literacy initiative.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, we want to simplify financial concepts in South Africa. And
Yeah.
we are talking simple things like how to budget, how to save, how to invest, and more about credit management as well as safety tips. So it's really to simplify it. And what better way to do it than to bring humor into it, and that is why Tumi is here.
I love that. And I can imagine that that's just one of the ways that makes a difference. But what makes this specific series special to me?
It's because we've used humor, you know, to really bring all this literacy alive. And also, money can be scary when you talk about it. And so we're using humor so that people are at least entertained, like you said, and being educated as they go.
Yeah.
And also, we bring these financial concepts to life so that you see them on a practical level as to how they apply to you. You know, unlike hearing that this is how that works, and you're like, okay, but what about me chilling in my spaza? How do I make that work? Yeah.
Yes. And Tomilicious, this is yet another, you know, feather in your cap, another CV job over there for you. Speak to us about how this came about, guys. You know, in terms of you being like, okay, cool, we're choosing Tumi, but also just getting to the final decision of being like, we want to use humor to get to the people. How did all of that come about?
Sure. How did all of that come about?
How did it happen? We want a story, please.
We want to demystify finances. We want to make it as simple and easy as possible.
Yes.
And we want to make use of humor, and that is our secret recipe.
Yeah.
And that is how it came about. We want to educate people. We want people to be financial healthy. You know, all of us wants to be healthy from a physical point of view, but also we want to be financially healthy. And that is very important to us.
Yeah, and yes.
Yeah, I was going to say it's in bite-sized chunks as well.
Nice.
Because you don't want it to overwhelm you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think it is scary when you hear a bank telling you, okay, you have to do this. So what I enjoy about it as well is, you know, you're not having anything shoved down your throat.
Yeah.
It's literally going, come on, man. You're on your phone, you're chilling at home. Spend this time to just, you know, fix yourself financially or improve yourself financially, rewrite your financial story. You know what I mean?
I love that. So on brand to me. We're rewriting the story.
Well, we must.
We must. I love it. And guys, I want to be financially healthy, Kemna. So this is why I'm definitely going to be tapping into I Grew It, because I feel like there's so many different things that sometimes we sit here and we go, okay, I know what taxes are, but you don't actually know what taxes are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, I want to ask you, in terms of the different things that you've possibly covered in the series, can you mention one or two where you were like, okay, this is really cool and I want South Africans to just, you know, get to know about this?
Well, I suppose we have such a terrible relationship with credit. So it was great to cover that, understanding credit, and also knowing that it's not always abantu abadala who are like going for credit. Understand it outside of, we've heard of mashonisas, ooh, you know what I mean? And just understanding why it exists and why it's a good thing. It was educational for me too. As I was doing it, I was going, okay.
Oh, that's
understanding how it works,
Yes.
right? And I think also around managing debt. Because I realized credit and debt are not the same thing. For some of us, it's the same thing. So I realized, oh, so credit and debt is not the same thing. But when a lot of us have heard credit and we go, skolot, debt. So for me, those are the two big things that stood out for me. But we also did touch on budgeting. We touched on investment. So yeah, like, when people take part in this campaign and just go to the ABSA website, well, ABSA YouTube page, or they watch on Expresso, they're gonna literally, I don't know, I think they're gonna be relieved to find out that, okay, actually navigating money is not as scary and as complicated as they think it is.
I love that. And I'm 30, right? You know, is this fine for me?
Oh
like,
my gosh.
am I right for the age?
You're too old. We don't know. No, you're not. It's for everyone.
I'm so glad.
For even, you know, the kid who's getting pocket money at home, you're going to start that early understanding how to make your money work for you and even grow for you. You know, I grew it because, you know, We want to be growing it. We're done blowing it.
We're done blowing it?
We're done blowing it.
None of that
We're building
here.
futures.
I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
No, I blew it. I grew it. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you so much, Rian, as well as to me. And thank you for allowing us to be empowered, because I think that that's the most important thing, allowing us to have the power in our hands when it comes to our finances. So well done to you guys.
Thank you.
It is so beautiful. I love it. And we call it, of course, I Grew It Finance 101. My friend, you can catch it on YouTube, as you heard, and it is courtesy of APSA. Dumi Morake, the one hosting it. And of course, she adds in that little bit of humor that we absolutely love from her. So go and check it out. Why wouldn't you want to be educated while being entertained? It is a beautiful combination coming together, all in the name of reminding us that our stories matter. And even me as a 30-year-old, I can go and learn about the money, which means even you can go and learn about the money, and we can do it together as an Expresso family, right? It is absa.co.za, where you can always get more information, but don't forget to catch I Grew It on their APSA YouTube page.
There are stories of believers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. APSA.
Thank you so much, Zanele. It really is an insightful series, so make sure you keep an eye out for it, learning all about those financials. And of course, like we also mentioned there, paying off your debt. It's definitely one of the most important things that you can look at. And maybe this is one way to do it, because you can play Powerball for an estimated 78 million Rand and Powerball Plus for an estimated 22 million Rand today, this Tuesday. Now, that's 100 million Rand in total estimated Powerball and Powerball Plus jackpots waiting to be won, and it could be you. So what you can do is you can buy your tickets today in store on the nationallottery.co.za website or the mobile app. You can also buy your tickets through cell phone banking or by simply dialing *120 *7529# if you want to enter via USSD. Now, we have posted all of those details on our Expresso social media pages, so go check them out. And make sure you ponder, push up, play Powerball and Powerball Plus for an estimated 100 million Rand in total estimated jackpots today. And you could be celebrating the millions. Go out, play now, do so responsibly.
Money to be won, and also so much entertainment to be had on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, because we've got to talk about something very interesting. It is Relationship Tuesday, and we've brought in the big guns to unpack a topic all around the boyfriend's list. Now, this post went viral on social media, all about a guy that put together a list of like 25 things that his girl's got to have before she even enters into his space. And we're going to find out exactly if that is a red flag or not. Okay, Daniela May is going to join us in just a bit, so stick around if you've maybe got a list and you wanting to know, is it good or bad? It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we've got more Feel Good after this. Win with the Tastemaster Junior and Clover. Watch this week's show and bake a creative cookie and milkshake pairing using Clover's Super M. Upload it to socials by replying to the competition post using hashtag the Tastemaster Junior and hashtag Clover Made with Love. You could win a KitchenAid Classic Stand Mixer plus a Clover hamper. Don't miss the Tastemaster Junior, Tuesday evenings at 7, repeat Wednesdays at 1 and Sundays at 4 p.m. Only on SABC2. Clover Made with Love.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Sure. Welcome back. Yes, we are having a fat chat right now. Of course, Tuesdays are for relationship dilemmas. And on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning, a topic that is a rather interesting one, Carissa.
It definitely is. Well, listen to this. A young man took to social media to share his rules as a boyfriend. And these are some of the top 5 things from that very, very long list. Let's have a look, okay? Well, he mentioned engaging in practices that are bad for your health is strictly prohibited, hookers and vapes included.
Okay.
I mean, he also said, don't send me selfies after you already posted them.
Deal breaker. I mean, come on. Then there's one that says your friends should not know my personal business or be comfortable speaking on our business.
That's fair.
Also, you better not drink beer, be a lady.
And my friends are not your friends, but he puts in brackets, negotiable. And joining us right now as we dive deeper, because we have to give her professional advice, is Daniela May. Of course, we know her. She's a familiar face here, family therapist, a divorce mediator, and parenting coordinator. I mean, first thoughts, Daniela, where are you? Are you with this or not?
I'm with this. I'm all for this. I
Really?
think that it's a fantastic thing to read. And I'll tell you why. And
It's a comical thing to read, in my opinion, as well.
I'm halfway there. Like, there's some things that I'm going, okay, our business is our business. That's definitely something that's true. But don't drink beer, be a lady.
So we look at this list, and yes, there's some kind of controversial ideas here of what we can expect from another person. Some of them make complete sense. But the idea in general of somebody actually taking the time to formulate a list of things that they want from another person, I think is fantastic, because whoever fits into this list will not have any surprises along the way in the relationship. So imagine, like, it's like a job interview almost, and if you can kind of like take the emotional component out of it and say, well, if you're hiring me because I've got red hair and I don't have red hair, I'm not going to apply for the job.
Absolutely.
So wouldn't you rather come into this relationship? I mean, if you are a woman who accepts all of these things like graciously and like genuinely, then there's going to be no surprises. If you're already in the relationship with this guy and then he's like, well, you're not allowed to drink beer.
Right.
That's now becoming something different. That is not something that you've signed up for. To know what you're signing up for from the beginning and you're willing to sign up to those things, that's an amazing concept.
So let's talk. I will say it openly. I'm not a fan of creating any sort of list, and I've never have in the past as well when it came to, you know, a potential relationship that I might have been entering when I was younger. But now you're looking at the list. I mean, we mentioned 5 points on this list. I mean, this list is this long.
Extensive.
Okay. So I mean, how does this impact the future chances of a relationship from his point of view? Okay, because finding the perfect person, I mean, isn't he kind of shooting himself in the foot here?
Completely. So now what we're doing is we find ourselves moving towards this kind of era of standing up for yourself, knowing yourself, knowing what you want, which is fine. What he's doing, in my opinion, is he's taking accountability for his life and what he wants. What this does to him is it completely condenses and limits his dating pool. So he has obviously decided, I'm speaking on behalf of somebody I don't know, what he's doing is he's saying, I don't want to waste time. A lot of this list looks like it's like hugely weighted on past experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe he doesn't want to be embarrassed by somebody who's drunk all the time. And he has linked that to somebody who in his life once drank beer. So he must have his reasons. Let's assume he does. What he's doing is saying, I'd rather be alone than be with somebody who does these things. Therefore, from the onset, I'm going to say I'm not interested in you if you do these things, and I think that's great.
I was about to say, it's like, you know, it's almost, you get the impression here, it's like, okay, listen, here's my list. If you can match it, great, but I'm also happy being alone.
Exactly.
You know?
But now, where's room for compromise on that? Because I do think that forms part of it, no? Maybe a happy beer once a week. Is that okay with you? Like, is there any sort of wiggle room within that?
So the thing is, of course, and I mean, that's why we always talk about communication.
Right.
Because there has to be some level of compromise. And I mean, the honest truth is if any woman is just willing to say, yes, I'm going to abide by your rules, sir, the chances of any compromise happening are already limited, right? So what kind of woman is he going to be attracting by putting out this list?
Yeah.
I mean, that's questionable.
And is it a deal breaker if a particular woman kind of, matches every single one of the list but one?
Exactly. But now the problem comes in that we're expecting him to compromise potentially. Let's say he meets somebody who checks off every list item except one. And then they get into this relationship and everything's wonderful, and then something happens and he's compromised against his will because he now has decided he's going to overlook one thing. It's so complicated. It is so complicated.
There are levels to this for sure.
But yes, you would expect that somebody would be prepared to compromise, but also maybe it's a red flag for you. Maybe it's not part of your list to be with somebody who has such an extensive and ridiculous list,
Well, as the mayor of Singletown, I have to ask Zanele and bring her in here because, yes, a boyfriend's list, and this one in particular, is so extensive. I mean, girl, what do you make of this?
Listen, I make a very, very stingy person. Please, can we have some room, please? Do you know what I mean? Like to move around and everything. You want to tell me what I can drink and don't drink? I think that's a little bit excessive. I will say that. However, I do think it is important to know what you want in a partner, right? Because at the end of the day, this is somebody that you're going to have to, live with, possibly have a long-term relationship with. So it is important to write those things down. But I do think as well you need to have that wiggle room that you were talking about, my Carissa, because Sana, I think that there's just certain things that you do need to be able to be negotiable on. But I do think it is important to have that list here and there.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're going to continue this conversation after the break as well, and we'd love for you to weigh in as well. I'm just thinking, if you take a look at a relationship and a long relationship, people evolve, as they grow in a relationship. But if you stick to a list and say, this is what I want, is there any, like Zanele said, wiggle room? Can we have space to move around? And where does compromise fit into a boyfriend list? Come now.
Or a girlfriend list, because honestly, send through your girlfriend list. I would love to see it. I've got a list, personally. And my man takes every single box. I say it's probably about 17 pages long. But it's little things, all right? Because I'm a little picky, but I landed up with the best of the best. So I would recommend it personally.
So you scrapped the list now?
No, the list is still there.
Oh, okay, just checking.
Well, continue sharing your thoughts with us on 0634088863. We would love to hear from you via voice note or message, and we'll check in with that as well as Daniela after this. It's my feel-good breakfast show. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're in the final hour and we had to, of course, talk about relationships. It's a Relationship Tuesday. Now, if you missed it before the break, we introduced our relationship dilemma for this morning. And it's a young man who took to social media to share his rules as a boyfriend. And these are some of the top 5 things on that list. We have to have another look.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so some of the top ones that stood out for us was, one, engaging in practices that are bad for your health. It is strictly prohibited, hookahs and vapes included. Don't send me selfies after you've already posted them. Your friends should know, or not know rather, my personal business and be comfortable by speaking on our business. You also better not drink beer. You have to be a lady. Ooh, that's on the list. And my friends are not your friends, but then in brackets, negotiable. So those are just some of the things on the very long list that this particular person shared. So this morning, Daniela Mayer, who is a family therapist, divorce mediator and parenting coordinator, is here to steer us in the right direction, if there's a right direction, I don't know. But we also asked you at home to voice your opinion. So let's quickly just jump onto social media and take a look at some of the comments that you sent through. Let's throw them up on the board there.
Okay, well, we have one first comment from Ms. Hyde that said, there is nothing wrong with putting boundaries in place and deciding what you want to know, want people to know about your life.
So boundaries, I get it. Jessica Jordan says, I totally agree.
I love that.
Okay, Jessica, I totally agree. And then Malefo says, that is a good thing, a list. So, wow, okay. So people are in favor of lists. So obviously there's a place for lists, Daniela. So like you said, I mean, you know, maybe especially somebody that's been on the dating scene for a while, they have relationship experience, they know what they don't like, they know what they don't want. So they kind of compile this list for themselves. But I think it should be tactfully written because you don't know what the future holds.
So, like, we have to look at all the circumstances around this list because we're all in favor of his list, but I feel like we're attacking him a little bit because we don't know, right? So potentially every single item in the list describes his ex-girlfriend that he's just broken up with. Who knows, you know? So you won't do this, and this, i.e. you won't be her. If we break it down, we look at you won't drink beer, dear lady. Why is that? Has he had experience with somebody in his past who has specifically drank beer, you know?
Or is he talking? Doesn't he like it?
Maybe he doesn't like beer. Is it all alcohol, you know? Like, can I go and get wasted on vodka, but I can't have beer? That's fine, you know? So what we need to look at, is intentional dating. That is the key word here. What is his intention of dating? And from his list, is he hoping to meet that intention, you know?
My viewing when it comes to creating a list like this, and maybe I want to swing it around and look at it from the other side, because looking at relationships, I mean, somebody comes into your life, right? And that particular person, if it's the right person, can change you for the better. But now you are sitting here with these preconceived ideas. This is who I am. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. I'm hard and fast on it. I'm not going to allow anybody else that doesn't meet these requirements to step into my life. However, if you don't have the list, you throw yourself open and say, you know what? We deal with whatever comes up. If I like you, I like you. We see where it goes. And then there's this potential to kind of change me for the better, push me out of my own comfort zone. And I feel a list like this might potentially be blocking you from becoming a better person.
Interesting. I see it the other way around, though. To be honest, I see it as reducing the amount of heartbreak you're causing for yourself or others.
But also reducing your potential chances of finding the right person.
This is such a double-edged sword,
right?
Because they're both right. Both answers are right, you know. As we said in the beginning, is that he's the one that's going to suffer because he's the one that's limiting the potential that he's going to have, right?
Unless he's perfectly happy being alone.
Exactly. But so by doing that, he's saying, maybe he is saying, like, I've had heartbreak before, I want to limit the risk. So it's the risk versus the reward. But I still lean towards having the list because I think that it is absolutely spot on correct. Not only to know what you want and what's not negotiable to you, whether other people accept it or not, but also to give other people the opportunity to decide whether they want to fit in or not. Knowing what you're signing up for is a gift. So I think he's giving a gift. Is he being a little bit ridiculous? Potentially, yes.
Potentially.
I mean, I've got a list for sure. And one that I'll share, the top thing on my list is that I would never initiate a relationship with somebody who rides a motorcycle. because I've experienced too much loss that way, you know? So why sit up worrying day after day whether somebody's safe or not? Is that a good enough thing
And
to have
somebody
on a
might
list?
look at that going, that's ridiculous.
And I understand
Yeah.
that.
But that's something that's good to have on a list
Yes.
because I don't want to spend my life suffering at the thought of what could happen. Fine. But I'm not going to say you can't drink water, you're only allowed to drink fizzy cool drinks. I mean,
Please
that's
not
crazy.
that. Please don't encourage that
If I do
behavior.
say that and you're like, oh, wait a second, I only drink fizzy cool drinks, we're perfect for each other, then we open the relationship and say, let's see now how we can deal with real things, you know?
Hectic.
Yeah.
Well, you might outlive
It's
them.
a gatekeeper, really.
Yeah. Okay. So let's quickly take a look at some of your lists out there because I see some lists came through as well. Let's quickly take a look throw it on the board there for us quickly. Okay, we saw that one. Natasha says, honestly, loyalty and make sure you have your alone time, whether it's watching a movie or going out for dinner. You need your alone quality time to bond as a couple.
I
So
like
that's also one of the
Natasha.
things Natasha on Natasha's list. I like that. And I think doesn't matter what relationship, that is very important, that specific alone time and recharge time.
Absolutely. Indie Gold says, good morning, the triple C's. Oh, you're with the C's too, Indy. I love it. Communication, consistency, and commitment. And if they can't do these three, well, forget about it.
Yeah.
If you don't know, forget
Well,
about it.
If ever I had a list, I like that list. That's
Yeah.
great. And then Teresa says, good morning, my beloved and beautiful Expresso family. Good morning to you as well, Teresa. Honesty, transparency helps to build trust, in brackets there, and don't talk about exes.
Again, probably based on past experiences. So that's beautiful.
But again, list. They're all lists. It's just the way that they have delicately decided to compile the list compared to what we were presented with. And I'm sorry, I believe you that you don't have a list or you never had
really
a list.
never had
I
a
do
list.
believe you. I believe that you don't have
If
to have
I had a
list.
list, I wouldn't have married above my pay grade. You know what I'm saying?
And we're so happy for you
because
so
I
many
would say,
years
no,
later.
I will never.
No, yeah.
You see, for me, it's more about the relationships, about getting to know someone. It's about seeing where you guys are compatible and dealing with whatever else comes along and how you deal with it. That for me is important.
Oh, I like that. That's a good note to
beautiful.
end on
No,
too.
that is beautiful.
Well done, Ewan. And also, he's been married for so long. Like, he knows exactly what he's talking about. Well, Daniela, thank you so much for joining us once again.
Thanks.
Please come back. She's such a wealth of knowledge. I absolutely love
this was
listening
fun.
to you. This is a lot of fun.
was fun.
Continue sharing your lists as well because we might take some pointers from it. But that is all from our relationship talk today. So we'll see you again next week, same time, same place. And we'll also see you after this break.
Enter the Maggie Cook the Difference competition, and your Maggie recipe stands a chance of being featured in the Maggie Cookbook, winning you one of 10 sets of CETA accredited courses, each worth 10,000 Rand. Plus a chance at the grand prize and a brand partnership with Maggie worth over 275,000 Rand. Competition runs 7th of August to the 15th of September. Entry details and T's and C's at expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We call it your Feel Good Breakfast Show because, honey, we are in the business of making you feel good, making sure that you start your day off on the perfect note, right? Well, this morning, I am so excited to welcome somebody who is not just a queen in the DJ space. No, she takes over the airwaves on 5FM, from rocking stages all over the country to also being on our screens and honestly just making sure that she brings the vibe no matter where she goes. Everybody, I'm talking about none other than DJ Tshepi, a rising star in the South African entertainment industry. You better remember the name because, baby, she is a force to be reckoned with. Everybody, let's give her a feel-good welcome, please. Hi, colleague.
Hi, Zanele. How are you doing?
I'm good. That's good, beautiful. Tshepi, you have done such incredible things. I tell you all the time. Everywhere I go, people are like, DJ Tshepi. They're always talking about you. But it started somewhere. And you are a girl all the way from the Free State.
Yeah.
Moved to Gauteng.
Yep.
When did that move happen and why?
Sure. The move happened when I was like 6 because I was staying with my grandmother. You know, I'm a grandmother baby. And then my parents were like, no, we're ready to take her now.
Okay.
So I moved to Pretoria and 012 has been my home ever since.
Yes.
Went to Cape Town for a bit, but it was varsity, and then I came back and I was like, nah, this is where I'm staying.
Yes, I love it. And now, girl, you are doing things that need to be done.
Come on.
But it started with radio. Speak to us about your love for radio.
Listen, I was at UWC, right? But then because, you know, the books were showing me flames, I went to tax. I said, maybe if I'm home, I can focus a little bit better.
Okay.
So when I got to tax, someone said to me, babes, you've got the voice. Go and try out at Tax FM. Went, did the thing, didn't make it the first time because I kind of lied to them about, you know, knowing who does what show.
Because you lied.
You get
Exactly.
me.
The voice was there, it was the lie.
And then I came back stronger.
Exactly. And that's what we need, baby. I love that. And obviously now, you aren't just a radio DJ. You're also an artist. You're also a dancer. You do so many different things. Multi-talented.
Multi-talented. Come on.
What kind of music did you listen to growing up?
Sure, a lot of hip hop because I was a hip hop dancer. That's where the dancing started. I was in a crew.
You were crumping.
I was zaga.
Show me. Okay, nice. Okay, all right. Okay, Chris Brown, we like this. Thank you, yeah.
And then from there, obviously, I was like, you know what? I also love Amapiano because of the dance and because of the culture. You know, a lot of house music as well.
Yes.
I mean, my dad also listens to a lot of Kim, Luther Vandross, so
of course,
that's also always in the background somewhere there. But mostly house, Amapiano.
I love it. And you are that kind of girl.
Yes.
Even when you dance, you can see you're like, piano.
Yes.
Exactly. But now talk to me about you and your very first single. What did that feel like? And, you know, speak to me about the people you decided to get in on with, like Raid Music and the Shabzy Medallion.
I think I've been wanting to make music for the last year because I've been DJing for 2 years, right? That last year, I was like, guys, I want to make a song. I need to make magic. I want people to understand who I am, right?
Yes.
So Raid Music, I met him at my DJ school and he's absolutely incredible. He knows how to give you a beat that gives you that Pretoria feel, 012, that Bacardi vibe, but also I wanted someone that can bring the hip-hop side of what I love doing, which is Shabzy. Absolutely a king. He's a creative all-rounder and I didn't have to even tell him much. Literally, he had the song done in less than 24 hours.
That's who he is. Best lyricist in South Africa. Do you know what I mean?
You get what I'm saying?
You ask the right person and you see in less than 24 hours.
Literally.
Excellence. Excellence, meeting excellence. You guys all coming together. I think that's a beautiful thing. And honestly, my babe, I feel like we can expect so much from you, which is why I have to ask you, what's next for DJ Tshepi?
Ooh, the music video for Ashu has to drop, obviously. There's no way. There's already a dance challenge, so we have to give you the music video.
You're going to be seeing the dance challenge, Expresso family.
You understand?
Can I please direct the music video?
Okay, Zanele. Multi-talented.
Yes, I've learned from the Expresso family, like direction. So,
okay, son.
She doesn't trust me. It's fine. It's fine, Tshepi. Okay, can I come and be an AD, assistant director?
There we go.
Okay, thank you.
There we've got a table, a chair somewhere there
Thank
for
you for me. Thank you. But yes, music video. And
yes, and another song that's cooking. Yes. This time around, a little bit more soulful piano. It's not going to be Bacardi.
Okay.
You get
I
me.
got you. Oh, Tshepi, I'm so excited. And Expresso family, you can be excited because this right here is where you are going to be enjoying Tshepi's debut single alongside Shabzy Medallion and Raid Music. It is called Ashu. But before we get to it, let's first find out how you can be a winner with the lotto.
And we are saying ashu because listen to this. Play Powerball for an estimated 78 million rand and Powerball Plus for an estimated 22 million rand this Tuesday. Now, if you add the maths together, that's 100 million rand in total estimated Powerball and Powerball Plus jackpots waiting to be won. It's waiting for you.
Yeah, so you can go ahead, buy your tickets today in store on the nationallottery.co.za website or the mobile app. You can also buy your tickets through cell phone banking or by simply dialing *120 *7529 hash if you want to enter by USSD.
Now, all those details that Ewan has given you is on our Expresso social media pages, so do go and check them out. And Panda Pusher play Powerball and Powerball Plus for 100 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. And you could be celebrating millions saying ashu. So you got to play now, all right? We still have so much coming your way. Of course, we know DJ Tsepi is going to perform for us. What's going down in Jersey?
Oh, honey, you're asking what's going down in Jersey. Let me let you in on it. Right about now, it is DJ Tsepi with Shabzy Medallion, and the song features raid music. It is called Ashu. You're going to want to turn it up, Expresso family. Come on.
Mic check. Lepan.
Let's go.
You ready? How can the limpatla? Dalian. Ashu. Get it, ashu. Yeah, man. Ashu. Hudson. Get it, ashu. Yeah, man. Ashu. Hudson. Dally ready. I bet they never thought my daddy go like this. I bet you never thought I'm gonna roll like this. They don't know a line till they gotta be the bar, till they gotta be the one who roll like this. Put me in the box, I'ma show you a star. Show you the part where you don't like this. It's a freestyle, you don't flow like this. But yeah, sure bite this, I'm used to that. Let me talk, ma, and I'm bougie black. Let me walk, ma, I'm future rap. Yeah, that boy king, I'm boozing that. And they new to that. Like, girl, who was that? But girl, who are you? I'm the truth is back, and if you was whack, Ele para over krele kai ba fana nyana ba rinyaza da ba rinyaza da. Ele para over krele kai ba fana nyana ba rinyaza da ba rinyaza da. Ele para over krele kai ba fana nyana ba rinyaza da ba rinyaza da. Ele para over krele kai ba fana Ele para over krele kai ba fana Yaman, ashu, Hudson, ashu, Hudson, ashu, yaman, ashu, Hudson, ashu, yaman, ashu, Hudson, ashu, yaman, ashu, Hudson, ashu.
Another feel-good production.
To enjoy every drop of goodness from the freshest fruit full of vitamins. Crush it real good. Clover Crush, your daily goodness. Also in delicious new nectar.